Hey, Nick, would you tagline for the podcast?
No. Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
You might want to redo that.
No, I'm not going to redo that. Nope, not doing it.
I'm with Laura.
No.
It's going to be so...
It's not going to be that bad.
It's going to be quiet.
It's not going to be that bad.
So.
I don't think so.
Well, remember back in the day it was a soundbite and not just a recording of a recording?
Okay, now you guys are forcing me to redo this. You know what? I've changed my mind. We're not going to redo this.
You're like a woman. You're constantly changing your mind.
Hey, now.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
So are we breaking the fourth wall of our podcast?
Oh, wait.
Dude, I don't know if we have a fourth wall on the podcast.
No.
How do you break a fourth wall in an audio?
Wait, are we breaking a fourth wall? In a fourth wall? That's like 16 walls.
So guys,
segue.
Corey, what are we doing tonight?
Every Marvel wet dream come true. We are doing Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Was that your moment?
Well, no,
Was
I
that your
had
Marvel
a
Jesus
beautiful lead-in because Deadpool and Wolverine, the whole thing starts out very much like Jeff and I.
Wait, spoiler.
I'm exhuming your... Oh, wait!
You're
Wait.
And not to be taken literally.
Hang on, just so everybody knows, there will be spoilers.
Spoilers.
And lots
Spoilers.
of spoilers.
Well, that didn't spoil anything.
I guess we were a sliver away from a spoiler there.
I mean, why do you got to take everything literally? Of course, not digging up your body because I'm definitely not Wolverine. I'm the witty one for sure, and the funny one.
You're Marvel Jesus. I totally.
Oh, I hate that. And I'm an atheist, but that annoyed me. It's just like, oh, fuck off.
That was Ryan Reynolds at his finest.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with the character. That was just Ryan Reynolds at his
Mike
finest.
just admitted that he wants to exhume Jeff's corpse to kick the crap out of people with it.
Oh, fuck.
Whatever. I mean, if he won't, I will.
Right.
We have come to the reality that I am not the literalist in the group. That might be a made up word, but
that does sound made up.
I am the symbolic, metaphoric one.
Okay, so you're Marvel Jesus.
Okay, sure, I'll take Jesus.
There we go.
No.
I'll take it.
Marvel Jesus. Gotta have the Marvel in there.
Did we see what movie we were doing?
Yes.
Okay. Because I thought we were getting there, and then we never got there.
We did that one week, I remember. We started going off on a tangent, and then we're like, oh crap, we forgot to say what movie
we forgot to say what movie it was.
No, we did say it today.
Yes. And then we had to stop you guys.
Oh, so, where do we start, fellas?
Oh,
Well, we already did, exhuming your body.
Exhuming the dead body of Wolverine. Figuratively, he was exhuming the dead body of the Fox Marvel Universe.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
I mean, Wolverine was the most significant Marvel hero of ever. I think he does Wolverine and the Hugh Jackman Wolverine supersede Iron Man, like Robert Downey Jr. Or I know the Avengers had a longer run and they had better blah 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 whatever. But that one character,
I wouldn't say longer run.
They did have a longer run. They had like 20 movies, right?
Oh, I see what you mean.
But
Yeah,
Hugh
you know what I
Jackman
mean?
was only in 10.
What's that?
Hugh Jackman's
Yeah, I know,
was
but there.
only in 10.
Yeah, that's right.
How many was
X-Men.
Downey in altogether?
Oh, he had to be
Well, I
in
remember
like.
he did the ending scene in Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk.
Okay, so let's... Iron Man 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Avengers 1 to 4.
Yeah. 7.
Incredible Hulk.
And he stole Captain America's final movie, so there's that one.
And then Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
1 and 2. Like,
Was he in 2?
You're already
He
at
wasn't
12.
in 2. He wasn't in 2.
Was it 2 that he had
He was
died?
dead already.
Okay, I
So
couldn't
he's
remember
been
which
in
one that was.
11.
Yeah, but
10 movies.
his
No, 11.
embodiment took over that one. No, I'm serious.
I guess. But in that sense, then Hugh Jackman's embodiment somewhat overtook Deadpool 2 a little bit because they acknowledge him like
No, an
right off the
acknowledgement is
bat.
one thing, but Spider-Man's whole movie was based on the glasses and everything Tony did. That was a massive
The beginning
massive
line
arc.
of Deadpool 2 was just like, that motherfucker had to die. Well, I'm gonna do it too.
One line and a face. It was pretty superficial, and Deadpool still isn't.
We're getting in trouble right now from the 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Hello, Jimothy.
Why did you trail?
Because we're doing a podcast, and they can't hear you complain about swearing. How come you're not in bed?
Can I swear in front of Jimothy?
No.
Oh, I don't believe Jimothy has control over you, though.
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
I
we can
can?
swear.
So, James,
We will keep it PG for like 5 seconds. here.
James, do I ever swear in front of you?
So you have this inclination to tell the little knob gobbler to go to bed,
Whoa!
which is very, very Deadpool.
No.
You tell him that
It
he's the only
rhymes.
knob gobbler around here, okay, James?
I felt the doorknob was moist coming.
I
in.
mean, I take bribes.
What ages are these podcasts for?
This one
19
is
and
like-
up.
Well, no, 18, and we're in Alberta.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is.
yeah, but this
Yeah,
is Saskatchewan. I
it's
figured.
19 up,
Yeah.
Yeah, Saskatchewan is the lame province.
Right?
BC is too, FYI. Okay,
That's true.
I am going. You guys continue on your discussion. I have to be a loving. Ah, he's gone. Never mind. Good night.
Wow.
You know, we should keep track of how many times he disrupts our podcast over the years.
Every time
Well,
we're
it's
at
only
your
at
house?
once. Only
I
at
was
your
leaning
house.
towards a cut, but okay, we can go with that.
Yeah, like a super cut. We'll do like a super. Oh, here's James disrupting the
No,
pod.
I meant like cutting this part out. But
We're not gonna do that. It's too much work.
You want to cut out Mike calling James a little knob gobbler?
I mean,
Like that probably should be cut out.
Knob gobbler? I don't know. It's would they have cut it out of Wolverine and Deadpool?
they
probably
did have
not.
baby pool after all.
They did have
Yeah,
baby
but
pool.
they walked up to him. Aww. It's kind of like that ugly ass dog.
Yeah, what the hell?
What the fuck was that
What
dog?
the hell?
Oh, that dog was at the premium.
I know,
too.
I know. I was telling Laura that
Jeez.
actually. That dog's not making it past this year.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
The poor thing.
Depends on how old it is, and
I don't think
It looks
it's got
pretty
a
old.
pretty genetic
When you're that-
disposition. So
When you're that ugly, you're born that way. I think there's a
story
certain.
of my life.
Yeah, Corey, you're not making it to 50.
No, not bad.
So, are you guys telling me that was 100% that dog? Like, when the dog was at the premiere, was that what the dog looked
The
like?
dog had
Yeah.
the giant tongue hanging out. So, I mean, I thought about them. Maybe they enhanced his ugliness, but apparently it was pretty much that ugly.
so they plucked all his hair and like extended his tongue.
I don't think they extended his tongue.
But they plucked his hair.
Oh, that might have.
If ever there's a
might have.
symbiote interaction with Deadpool, I want Venom to take over that dog.
Right?
Oh. So, should we talk about the plot of this movie at all? Or
There
was
is
it-
I think
no
there was no plot.
No. I
There
think
is
that's a good
no.
idea. Talk about the overall, and then dial in and get.
There's totally a plot to this movie.
Okay.
Marvel
He-
Jesus.
Okay, besides Marvel Jesus. Deadpool is going throughout the whole movie thinking that he means nothing. He wants to be a hero. He wants to mean something. He wants to be Wolverine, basically.
Well, that's kind of what Deadpool's been wanting, like, his whole comic book career, too. So,
I mean, that was. I didn't mind it, but that was like forced and contrived. But that's what it was.
That
Like
was
I didn't
intentional,
go in
yeah.
there for deep emotional, psychological profanity or. Well, no, the profanity I went in for. But it's just like it was a basic plot, and they didn't kill that so much. He wanted to be a hero. Blah blah blah. Now. He found the other loser in the other world, which is the one Wolverine that was the worst of them all by
Well, he said he'd do.
which I think was a nod, which I think Jeff could confirm. I think the original Logan comic book story was about Wolverine killing all the
Yes.
X-Men.
Yes.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Old
And I
man
think there was
Logan,
a bit
yeah.
of a nod to that.
Fuck, that was sad. And yes, I think there was totally an
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You know.
but there was a scene when there was specifically. You guys remember the scene where he's going through all the Logans?
Yeah, I like the
Every-
short one. Was my favorite.
Oh my! I cheered in the theater. I was just like, yes.
That Henry Cavill. I didn't think I would like Henry Cavill one, but I did. He would make a good Wolverine.
The legends are true.
But he's too tall. I agree. He's
Calverine?
Yes.
So,
Anyway.
besides the comic book accurate height one, which, oh my god,
But Jeff,
I brought a tear to my eye.
they had his suit.
The
comic,
what
comic similar suit.
Thank
There
you.
was no comic accurate
Thank
suit.
you.
there
Thank
there
you.
was
Well,
actually several comic book accurate suits.
The brown one was
In-
pretty
Oh, the
good.
brown one was close.
That scene where
But the
they're
yellow
going
one
through
wasn't.
all of them,
Yeah.
almost every single one of those scenes was a comic book cover. Like the
Well,
Henry, the
okay,
Henry,
white T-shirt doesn't count as a suit.
the Henry Cavill, that was
A white T-shirt.
wasn't a comic book cover, and the comic book height one, the rest of those patch
Yeah.
was right out of the comic books. The
Yeah.
Martapar storyline.
Yeah.
The brown suit battling.
Yeah, that was closer to it.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
right
Except for
out
he
of a
did
comic
not
book.
Wear the first time he fought Hulk did not wear the brown suit.
Yes. Oh, with the first time.
First time.
But
In
that
the Incredible
that
Hulk
comic
yeah.
book cover, what he was wearing the brown suit, where they reflect off of there,
Yeah.
where he had no hand. That was
That
Age
was
of
Patch,
Apocalypse,
wasn't it?
No.
Oh no, that was the wild. Yeah.
That was Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
That where he lost his hand, it got cut off.
Yeah.
And didn't
when
go back.
when he was
Yeah. I know.
crucified, that's a
Well,
That's it.
he was bare
That was
chested.
Weapon X, wasn't it?
That was Weapon X.
so.
But I mean, like we're talking
What-
with the colorful versions or whatever. T-shirts don't count. Bare chested doesn't count.
When he lost that, it was solderized. That's what would happen. The Apocalypse had I can't remember.
Cauterized?
Yeah, it was cauterized so that it couldn't grow back. Like the
okay.
adamantium had been
The what?
Adamantium.
adamantium had been cauterized, and that's why he had no hands there.
Well, Apocalypse is like in the top 5 most powerful mutants in Marvels.
And which sucks because that movie sucked.
Yeah, it did.
Apocalypse?
It was nice
Yeah.
to see Psylocke.
Oh,
don't
that
get me
one.
wrong, but-
Like he wasn't in that one, right? Wolverine, or was
No, he wasn't in there. But I'm saying that
The
one
movie
scene was a
Apocalypse.
reference to Age of Apocalypse.
Yes.
Oh, I hated Apocalypse simply because what's his name? We got like a 5'6" Apocalypse.
Jason Isaacs.
Yeah, it's
Or
just
Oscar Isaac, sorry.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
He's a fine actor, great actor maybe, but just again, we're it's like.
Look great though. Like
Well,
in
yeah,
terms
as
of
long as he
the
wasn't
look.
standing next to anybody that was 5'7" or 5'8".
And Apocalypse is supposed to be this giant of a man. Like he's
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah,
tower
I know.
above everyone. It was like, when they fucked up Juggernaut the first time, right? Like, this is an average sized man.
Oh, the Vinnie Jones one.
He was
the
a bit
Vinnie Jones.
taller. He was at least taller than than most of the cast.
Yeah.
And they put him in a reasonable rubber suit for the time.
And then they went too big for Deadpool 2. So, like I said, somewhere in the middle is the perfect Juggernaut.
This guy was real, at least.
Yeah, it was not.
He didn't fake muscles.
I'm gonna guess, and I'm willing to bet money on this, that Vinnie Jones refused to get killed in the movie, and so that's why they didn't get him.
I heard that he didn't want to wear that rubber suit again. It was so uncomfortable. He didn't want
So
to.
it worked out.
Well, I don't think he. I think he's a guy that's comfortable with who he is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
where his economic value is. So.
Yeah, I don't think Vinnie Jones is just
Yeah.
But they did recast well. He looked good.
Oh
and
yeah.
so-
I thought-
wished he had. I wished he would have had an accent, just cause.
I thought it
But
was
whatever.
Vinnie Jones at first glance.
Yeah.
And-
When you're going like that,
Yeah.
I had something in my eye. So. Oh, that's Vinny. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
nope, it's not.
Oh well, let's appreciate. Let's use a line from Jeff. Let's take a
Yeah,
moment to
appreciate you using
Tyler Mane as Sabretooth,
Who's
even if it
Ty-
was
oh,
in
yeah.
for 10 minutes.
I
10. How long?
It was only like 3.
I
That
was
was
saying,
a- that was a
and
three-
the fight lasted 3 seconds.
Deadpool was right. Everyone was waiting for that fight, and then it was over.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
No,
What?
nobody was
I followed
waiting
Tyler
for
Mane
that.
on Instagram. Actually, it's funny how he was hyping it. You could tell there was something when he was hyping it that he wasn't like so excited, but he was.
I
having fun
gotta
with it.
say how impressed I am that they kept those core cameos a secret.
Yeah, right?
That was impressive. That's like the first time Marvel's been able to keep any kind of a reasonable secret.
Well, Ray Park is Toad. Ray Park will frickin' do a movie for a Klondike bar. So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But he is Toad.
yeah.
I think what happened with Deadpool and Wolverine is that what they did was made so many rumors.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
So it's just like there was so much.
They were-
Like I had heard Elektra was in this one.
Yeah, I heard that.
They were feeding Mike Zero. You know who Mike Zero is? Zerho. He's a podcast guy. He's very known for spreading Hollywood shit. And
they were feeding him
I'm
bullshit?
sure they were feeding him bullshit. Because he was coming out every week talking about. Now I'm sure there was a certain amount of Disney backlash and struggles, without a doubt. But
I don't know. You guys all heard things about the movie, and I think I'm the only one who actually went in. This is surprising with how long I've worked with movies. I went in hearing absolutely nothing about this movie.
you went in pretty clean too, didn't
Pretty
you?
clean.
He
Pretty
still heard
clean.
more than I did.
Yeah.
I made me and Nick were talking about the movie. He's seen it on Thursday. I'm like, oh, how was it? How was it? Like, yeah. And he's like, oh, hey, like the old Human Torch showed up. It was so cool. I was like, God damn it, Nick!
Oh, you didn't see that coming? The minute I saw him, there's no freaking way they're gonna make him.
Oh,
Cap.
I
knew.
I knew when he was on screen what was happening, but Nick had spoiled it before I went in.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh. And Danny, I made the mistake of asking, well, who do you think that you haven't confirmed is coming? And he's just like, Blade? I mean, it's like, you said that with too much confidence.
I was so freaking happy to see Wesley
Right.
Snipes' Blade.
What was interesting
The one and
is,
only Blade.
And he will be the only Blade.
Oh, there's the one and no, I guess
Yeah.
there's two of them
Yeah.
now. Sorry,
Yeah.
Gambit.
He's the only good
Gambit.
Blade. Okay.
What's interesting is all those rumors that were spreading around before this movie was even a thing. All the rumors were, Channing Tatum's going to be Gambit. Okay, that's cool. And then, Wesley Snipes is going to come back and do another Blade movie. Oh, sure, whatever. You keep talking to yourself, Grandma. And then it's like, Henry Cavill's going to play Wolverine. Yeah, that'll happen. And then all of a sudden, they're all in this movie. I'm like, oh, snap.
See, it was interesting because I heard they leaked it in interesting ways. Rumors of Henry Cavill being cast as Wolverine for the upcoming series, blah blah blah, for the new universe or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, Cavill was cast in just about everything for a while,
Yeah.
right? He was Bond, he was Wolverine, he was all these other things, and it was just like,
wanted him to be Bond.
what's that?
I really wanted him to be Bond.
I would have been okay with that, but I'm more excited about the new one, the other guy, if he takes it. I think
Is it Aaron Taylor Johnson,
yeah,
right?
I like him. A
Is
lot.
he British?
Yes.
Okay.
I
I wasn't too sure because he does so many
He's
accents.
UK, not British. I think he's like one of the Ireland
Welsh.
Welsh or something.
I'm okay with that because
Yeah.
wasn't Sean Connery Scottish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So like anything in the UK.
Well, the first one was or the second one was Australian.
Roger-
Lazenby.
Oh, he's not the second one.
Well,
But
he was one of the early ones. He
Yeah.
Was,
Dalton was just British.
yeah, and I think what's his name from Moonlighting? Not Moonlighting.
Bruce Willis?
yeah,
Sybil. No, is it? No, that was
Pierce
that was
Brosnan?
Pierce Brosnan. I think he's Irish or something. Like
He's
that,
Irish,
too.
yeah.
He is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really want American actors doing Bond,
No.
but if they stay in UK,
At the same time, the amount of Brits that drop the accent to play
Well, see,
an
that's my
American,
issue.
so why couldn't the
that's my
American put
issue,
on
then.
the accent and be the Brit?
Then and we're in this social thing. Well, you now can no longer play somebody outside or whatever. You got to be gay to play gay. You got to do this. You got to do that. And I think, okay, so now you can't be American and play a British. So okay, you can't be British and play an American. So we're fucked.
I feel like if you bring an American actor on to do that, they're going to take that identity away from Bond, and I feel like that's a crucial part of their identity. And that's the only fear of why I don't want to see an American.
I've
So
heard that too,
maybe-
and that's bullshit in my opinion. That's what actors do. They
No.
research. They develop.
I'm not saying that because
The fans will do it to themselves.
I think that they will take that identity in the movies
Oh,
away.
you mean making an American an actual?
If they
that
have
would
them,
be dumb. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I don't.
I agree.
That's
with
why I like them staying with the UK.
But
thing.
an American human could have a great accent and play a British agent.
If they can do it and still keep him British.
Yeah. Okay.
But I fear if they cast someone that's not
no,
from
they
the
won't
UK.
do that. Same with the Doctor Who.
Oh, you don't think they
end
do?
up
They
on
totally
Bond
do that.
and Not Deadpool.
They would have-
Cavill.
Oh, okay.
What are you concerned that we're on a branch and a tangent not related to
This
the movie?
is
That
not
would
a
be so
branch.
crazy.
We
not a
are.
branch.
The TVA is coming after us because we keep making branch offs on the main
Right?
timeline. The secret timeline is in trouble, people.
So, Laura, I know you've watched Loki, right?
Yes.
You've watched Loki.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple episodes.
Nah,
So did the
doesn't
TVA stuff make any sense to you?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm curious. I'm curious how much sense it's going to make to someone that hasn't seen that series. My wife hasn't seen it. I think she's still going to love this.
If you take that part aspect out of it, it's fine. It's still a movie.
The TV only makes sense because it's a absolutely simplistically contrived, stupid way to make a multiverse, and that's it. There's real. It makes no sense to have a TVA force in the middle of what. It's all ridiculous.
This movie's ridiculous. This movie's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I know, and it belongs in this movie.
Well, when they had the Tesseract, I was surprised that then there was the TVA, because I'm like, it's kind of the same thing, except for the pruning thing, I guess. I don't know. Like, the Tesseract takes you into different areas in time and space, and...
What the hell was it? Oh, sorry, I heard this thing about... Did not Tony Stark figure out to make his reactor using the Tesseract somehow? So he's actually wearing a Tesseract stone?
I think that was an abandoned storyline, because in Iron Man 2, they were just like, you've created a new element.
Yeah, clean
I
fusion.
know,
They created
it just
clean fusion
drives
to
me
fix
nuts.
that oil pipe under the water type thing. That's where... yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, TVA is really good for Deadpool, but it's a convoluted, silly,
TVA
stupid...
was the bad guy.
But it was needed for
Sort
a
of.
multiverse.
Well,
No,
the
TVA
guy,
was
yeah.
the bad guy.
Well,
The one guy from the TVA was the
I
bad guy.
disagree.
Still,
It's
Cassandra
not needed.
Cain was
That
the bad
is one.
guy.
no.
That is a vehicle for it. But
She
not
was
needed.
just utilizing what the bad guy gave her to use.
Who?
Cassandra.
Charles's sister.
Yeah.
Which it was at first it was convoluted. I didn't like it, and I'm using that word too much. So I got to get out of it. I didn't like it because of course he had a sister. Then it's just like, oh wait a minute, I bet he was in the comics and did the research. Yeah, okay, it
But
is
you
from
know
a
what?
comic book.
They
But
don't
again,
bring
so
up
is
that Juggernaut is his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I bet he's bald too. He's got. She had to be bald.
Actually, no.
Absolutely had to be bald. Go ahead.
Juggernaut's a redhead.
Yes.
He has no soul. He's a redhead.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
Vanessa.
Elliot, if you're listening to this. I didn't say it. I love you.
So we're going to Happy Valley on Wednesday, and Vanessa's coming with us. You know she's a redhead, right?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Sucks to not have a soul, I guess.
Yeah, tell her she's heartless like the Juggernaut.
You're coming.
Just don't get her to start running. We might be in trouble. So.
Yeah,
you
we
off.
can't stop her.
She's gonna throw you off of a freaking little hill.
I mean, the best thing about this movie was there was no... You didn't have boundaries.
No.
There was no boundaries to be annoyed by, really. There was a couple nitpick things that bugged me and a couple things here and there, but I mean, they could have used anything. Anything in the existence of anything.
The whole plot with I need to find another Wolverine to be my anchor character, I kind of love that was where they went.
I didn't like
It's
the anchor
so
character thing. That was silly.
But it was the stupidest reason, but yet, well, yeah, his universe is dying because they killed off the Wolverine. So it kind of, in its stupid way, made sense, and it was just like, well, how else are they going to figure out that he's got a reason to do this?
I don't have an issue
stupid-
with the sense thing. I just hate the anchor person, the fixed point in time. We have time travel in Doctor Who. Anything, anywhere, anytime. Oh, except for that one, it's a fixed point in time. Oh, of course you're an anchor person.
So, but okay, think about it this way too, because I've been thinking about it. If Wolverine's the anchor person, every other planet that he goes to, would that not make Wolverine also the anchor person there?
not necessarily. I don't think it. I don't know if it'd be contagious.
He was alive in every other one.
Well, see again. Now you're gonna have to go down a whole scientific convoluted idea of what
not
they're.
scientific at all.
Well, how does going to a different universe force your anchor person? I mean, this is just because you're an anchor person to this world doesn't mean.
But I thought he wasn't the anchor in the universe they pulled him from because he was the bad one.
Well, he was the bad one only because Shithead called him the bad one, and he was depressed.
And he did bad things. So
did he? Or was it?
Well, that's the thing. He didn't. He just didn't show up.
See, that's the thing. He didn't really. He didn't kill the X-Men. He just showed up when they were already dead, and then he killed other.
In the Old Man Logan storyline, it was actually the Sinister Six that killed the X-Men. Well,
no.
They tricked him into killing the X-Men.
Yes, Mysterio.
I thought it was Mr. Sinister.
No,
it was Mysterio. You're right. I just remember the frame where it had Wolverine with Jubilee's body in his arms, and he just finished killing her because that's right when he snapped him out of it, and he just saw what he did, and he had her body in his arms, and he broke down. Like, sad ass story. So
I'm really disappointed that they haven't pulled the gun on any of these storylines. I thought they were going to do an Old Man Logan, or not Old Man Logan, but in Logan they were going to pull the gun and have the Wolverine do something horrific. And that be the reason why he is. And when they said, "Oh, this is the worst Wolverine ever," I'm just like, "Oh yeah, this is the one that actually fucking killed everybody." No, he got drunk and missed it.
I went to the bar and got back to.
I kind of like that the anti-mutant humans did it. I mean, how humans end up killing the X-Men is beyond me, but the fact that they're known as like such an extremist group, essentially, that part makes sense, but.
Well, it's because the X-Men wouldn't fight back against normal humans. That's why it makes sense. Like, against an angry mob, what are you going to do? Because, they're people that can't really... If they're not in a mob, they can't defend themselves against your godlike powers. So that makes sense that a mob would overwhelm them of normal people because they would be fighting... They wouldn't be fighting like they would Magneto.
Colossus just has to throw on his steel, and how are they going to kill him?
Well, the only one who actually would have done anything went to the bar.
Yeah.
So.
And he would have killed all these people.
Yes.
I saw one of those little blurb things on Google TV, and they have those little short stories and stuff. They showed the one of Wolverine against Colossus. And how he eventually, because adamantium does not inherently slice Colossus's skin. He had to work very hard at it. He eventually did kill him, but it was a short comic book storyline. So.
Who's sawing?
Yeah, I don't think you. That annoyed me today. I seen a girl trying to cut a fruit with a big sharp knife, and she was sawing it, but it was like a butcher knife.
But it wasn't serrated.
It wasn't serrated, and she's going, "That's not how those knives work." But
okay,
sorry, tangent.
So for those joining us halfway through,
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
First of all, you're weird. Second of all,
Gobnobbler?
Knob gobbler.
You don't have to.
No, I can change it now because
You really don't have to say that every time the 10-year-old comes
Hobgoblin Nobbler? I like that one. That's a Hobgoblin Nobbler.
Hamburglar?
You motherfucker. That would be if
By
Ace Ventura
10-year-old.
played it. I don't know.
I'm kind of shocked they didn't have like a Jim Carrey variant of Deadpool.
I'm a little... This is going to be a huge surprise coming from me. Like, huge surprise. But I don't like how much Wolverine swore.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I loved it.
It was too much for me.
I think that was 20 years of Hugh
aggression.
Jackman.
Yeah.
I want to curse. No, I want to say fuck. I really want to say fuck.
In the one X-Men movie, he does tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, that was the PG-13 movie. They were allowed the one F-bomb, and you got it.
Who else were you going to give it to?
Yeah.
I would have given it to the least, like
Charles
Jubilee or
Xavier.
something. I would have totally given it to that because it's going to hit more. I mean, him saying to fuck off is not as much
It
as...
had to be Charles. Charles had to say it.
Well, that would have been good.
Right?
That was like...
Charles? Fuck off.
Actually, I could see Magneto saying that.
Well,
Yeah, Magneto.
definitely. But to have it come out of Charles's mouth,
He
That's-
does. He does. Is it Apocalypse or Days of Future? Days of Future Past. He says fuck. He tells Wolverine to fuck off.
Yeah, but
That's-
James McAvoy sucked.
Right.
I disagree, but fine.
You know, everyone said how good those movies were, and I don't know. Like, I'm supposed to...
I do enjoy watching the Marvel implosion on this case. Like these times where, oh no, Days of Future Past was great, you know. But then there's a whole other segment. That was garbage and McAvoy sucked and blah 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 blah.
I wouldn't say Days of Future Past was garbage, but like, you know, it had some stuff that was really excellent.
I know there was things what triggered the fan base, like what's his name, Darwin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know the fan base just got totally triggered on that guy.
Oh, when he died?
Oh, how he died, and it's just like isn't
he's supposed to be unkillable
to everything and unkillable.
Except Bishop was not a big enough story point. Even though he was in it, he was not a big enough story point for the Days of Future Past thing because he's like the main reason for Days of Future Past.
Oh, he's color character in the background kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's not comic accurate. That's cartoon accurate.
I had not Days of Future Past, but I had the X-Men run, the Jim Lee run, and right off the bat,
that's not Days of Future Past. Though.
No, it's not. But right off that, when Bishop comes in, he distrusts Gambit because he thinks Gambit's gonna turn on them or whatever, things like that, and then it got. I can't remember how it all segued, but yeah, I just.
Hey, Bishop's from the Days of Future Past future, and then somehow or another gets involved in the Apocalypse storyline. But the original Days of Future Past had no Bishop in it.
Again, it could have been, I guess, an alternate storyline, like because God knows comics did that. So.
Oh, like the X-Men doing time travel?
Yeah.
What?
Well, because again, X-Men #1 with the Jim Lee run there was it did derive from the Uncanny X-Men. Don't get me wrong. But he eventually restarted the universe. Or essentially, I should say, not eventually. Essentially restarted the universe, so...
I've got Days of Future Past downstairs, but I won't bring that up in this case.
I don't know, for the whole X-Men thing, it was their version of Dark Phoenix that I didn't like.
The movies? I didn't even watch that one.
Oh, fuck, it sucked.
I mean, I watched X-Men 3, but I didn't watch the Dark Phoenix movie with... What's her name?
Yeah, no, it was horrible. And X-Men 3, their version of how they brought her into it, no. I
watched them, I just don't remember them.
But that was the problem with Dark Phoenix. I know I've seen Dark Phoenix, but it was so forgettable that I don't remember what happens, which is like a sign of a bad movie.
Her name said it best. Shailene
80s,
Woodley is a very wooden actress.
Yes.
What were you saying there, Mike?
Oh, they jumped back to an 80s kind of thing, the time period.
But I think that one was supposed to be the 90s.
Or was it 90s?
It was
it
supposed to be
90s?
the 90s. But
even though they didn't age, which made no sense.
yeah. Don't know how that works, but yeah.
As big of an X-Men fan as I am, and as much as I love the old stories, I never faithfully read the old stories. So like I said, give me the Jim Lee X-Men run from X-Men 1, which was 1990, I believe, on, and I can tell you.
That John Brank run, I've got most of that run in my house. It's an excellent run, so.
Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of the newer stuff. By the time it was older, I was almost solely reading Wolverine, right? Like Weapon X came out, and there was a bunch of other storylines like in Martipar, which were terrific, and I loved the storyline against him and Mr. X, this like guy that gets like kicks the crap out of Wolverine just because he can. So much fun, and all the Sabretooth stuff, but I definitely lost track of the X-Men in the 90s and the 2000s. Though the Astonishing X-Men is really good. That was where Cassandra Nova comes from, right? So.
Yeah, I stopped reading them in the 2000s, so it's all good.
I stopped my limited reading in the 80s just because I got too busy partying and being drunk and playing sports.
I was too cool being a nerd.
I had too much shit in my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing everything all at once, trying to find my place, trying to discover who I was. Never did find him till I was 40.
He's around somewhere.
No, I found him when I was 40.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. In the 2000s, I was already working a full-time job by then, so.
I was delivering flyers at 12, and I haven't stopped working since.
Yep.
I used to, I would never ever buy the comic books. I remember distinctly, I'd go to school, and then I'd go work afterwards, and I'd get off at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'd stop at Winks, read the comic books there for free. They had like a good X-Men run going on at that time.
Nice.
I remember having a big crush. The artist at the time was drawing some super hot Psylocke action going on there. And then I'd drive home and then do it all over again.
I had a comic book store in Saskatoon that I frequented growing up, so...
Oh,
Yeah.
We never had one.
Well, one of the artists from Saskatoon did one of the issues in the Death of Superman arc.
I know, I met him.
Yeah.
He actually told me all about it because he
Yeah.
did the cover for one of them,
yeah.
and there was like news vans outside his house in Butt Fuck,
Yeah.
Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
and it was like the weirdest thing. Him and his wife go,
Yeah,
there's some vans outside.
I never
What?
met him, but I was living there when that came out, so it was a big deal. So
It was funny because I went to the Comic-Con, and there's what's his name, Superman. He got Joel Schuster.
Schumacher?
Or
Or Schuster. Okay. Joel.
Both the Superman
Yeah.
creators,
Jerry Siegel and Joe
Siegel and Schuster.
Yeah.
It was him that got their names onto the movies. His drive and I can't remember his name. Is it Adam? No, Adams. He's like he did a big huge run of Superman and I fucking can't remember his name, but he was the
I
one
know what
that
you're talking
got
about.
Siegel and Schuster in the movie to be recognized. Otherwise, nobody was recognized.
Douglas?
No, it was.
Douglas Adams sounds
He
familiar.
did. Was it Man of Steel?
Douglas Adams wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Okay.
I think
I
he
knew
did
the
Man
name
of
sounds
Steel
weird.
series.
Okay.
Burnt? No, maybe it was Burnt. No. Anyway, and I knew the guy like visually.
Danny?
No, last name. It'd be a last name. I'm terrible with names. Anyway, I walk in there and he's all alone setting up his own booth on his own. This is like comic god DC type thing. He's been around, almost like oh shit, I can't draw names. Perez. He's in the Perez, George Perez type atmosphere, and it's just, oh my god, can I help you? Yeah, sure, and I help him do little things, and oh my god, fanboying out there, and we had a moment there, and then I went around, and then I met the guy you're talking about. So, and which was, he that moment until that's his 15 minutes, so he loves telling that story. It's all he's got, man.
I actually went. I never frequented his shop except for once. Like he frequented the one downtown, and that's where they had the signing when he was in Saskatoon and everything was at that shop. That shop though had X-Men #1 mounted on the ceiling in packaging. It had Wolverine. No, actually, the place I frequented had Incredible Hulk 181 on the ceiling, and that's where I bought my first appearance of Rogue and Welcome to the X-Men Rogue, which was like 88.
It's like visiting Century Box in Calgary. They'd have all that shit hung up.
I went to Phoenix when I was in Calgary, so
Why?
because it was cool. It was a basement.
So Century Box?
Oh.
I was very close to making a $300 purchase, which was Hulk 181. And I was like, I think my wife would kill me if I brought this home. And to this day, I regret that choice because I'm just like, I have $300. That is an investment for the future.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
It would have been.
I almost spent $100.
I would have bought it off you.
Colonel Steve Austin with the rubber roll up, and you can link. I had one. As a
I
kid.
don't think that would have been an investment.
No.
Not the same investment as the first
Not the
appearance
same,
of
but
Wolverine.
I think it would still have been an investment with Fall Guy, and I think that I think they're coming out with other stuff because I've been seeing a lot of Bionic Man things coming up lately, and I don't know whether it's my algorithms or whether there's just something in them.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if like a new $6 million
I
man
would like
came
to
around.
see that one, kind of a
Ryan Gosling is.
Damn it! Wow.
Oh, who did I see? I think Ryan Gosling would be great at. Ghost Rider. He has no personality. He's dead. He's kind of cold. He's got no, and he's good looking. So I mean, and he's blonde.
On the opposite end, when they were talking about Norman Reedus and the world was set on Norman Reedus, he does not seem charismatic enough to be
No,
Johnny
he's-
Storm or Johnny Blaze. Sorry.
No, Norman Reedus could not be Johnny Blaze.
Oh, like I don't think Johnny. Why can't I think of Johnny Blaze?
Yeah.
There's too many Johnnies in the.
Yeah.
You just said it twice.
Well, I was gonna say I kept wanting to say Storm, and
No,
I was
that's
like,
what I started to say, and I'm like,
Yeah.
nope, that's Human Torch.
I think he'd be a good Johnny Blaze. He wouldn't make a great Danny Keach, but he'd
Who's
be
Danny Keach?
the second Ghost Rider.
Oh, the one with the car?
No, that's
Oh, Reyes.
yes, that's Reyes.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Danny Keach is way cooler than Reyes.
Oh, I didn't know there was a second motorcycle guy before Reyes.
In the '90s, Keach, like Johnny Blaze storyline, like ended like really early. Like his storyline had totally done,
Yeah.
and then Danny Keach was actually the one that became popular again in the '90s, back when Punisher and all those guys were big high. And then they brought back Johnny Blaze after that. And,
Oh, okay. I see it had a limited series. It was a 6-issue run with Johnny Blaze. I might actually have it, but it was this really cool kind of a short 6-series life to death kind of thing, and it was how he's created, and the devil and Malachi and all these came down, and they were chasing him, and it was a really dark, gory. They pulled one guy's head through his asshole, and he was his helper. And he was his helper, so he's walking on, but it was dark and gory. And
wait, was that the original run?
No. This was in the, I would say, the early 90s. Maybe I don't know. No, I think Logan might have seen it, so it might have been early 2000s.
Okay, yeah, I do remember there was a storyline.
It was only
there was
6 issues.
There was a short run in the 2000s, and I know it became King of Hell in like 2008-ish era.
Cosmic Ghost Riders.
Oh my god, I love Cosmic Ghost Rider. That needs to be a movie.
I don't know if we're going
That
based off the
sounds
movie.
silly.
Sam Elliott's Ghost Rider.
But
is
could
still
we
my
have used
favorite.
Ghost Rider and Deadpool?
I thought Ghost Rider was going to show up.
I mean, like why?
Oh,
could,
except for he was
my
Sony.
first question is why couldn't you?
Ghost Rider was Sony. They did not touch the Sony products.
Oh,
So-
you know what? I actually really appreciate how they stuck almost exclusively to Fox.
Yeah. That was the
Let's
point,
make it
hence the
about
void,
Fox,
right?
Right, yeah. The Fox sign in the void.
Yeah, I love the Fox. That was spoiled for me, but like if I wouldn't have been spoiled on that, that would have been
Oh,
awesome.
Bray and I were laughing pretty good at that one.
Like this was a love letter to Fox Marvel movies.
This was a perfect example of a love letter movie. I totally agree with that. I mean, everything had an
Aw, Jeff, you did
endearment
it.
or a beautiful bring back. Yeah, no, this was
Yeah,
totally
and
it.
here I thought you would have thought this was a gratuitous cameo fest.
Oh, it is gratuitous cameo fest.
Dude, even I thought it was a gratuitous cameo fest. So.
But I mean, it was a love letter to the dead characters, like the hated ones. Oh, nobody liked Fantastic Four. Nobody liked this.
Nobody
And it was
liked Elektra.
Nobody liked Elektra.
That
I
movie
wonder
was
if they
awful.
even asked Ben Affleck
Right, but I
because
do,
he's still the father of her kids.
right, but I
So-
do love her response when asked.
Oh, yeah, no, that was great. I mean,
Right? I'm sorry about Daredevil.
I was just reading it. She was in San Diego to promote the movie, and she got stuck in an elevator for over an hour at the hall.
Oh, did she really?
And so with like fans and everything like that, but she wasn't upset about the fans or anything. But she kept posting like I don't know if it was TikToks or just Instagram videos, but like hour or whatever type thing. And yeah. So that was her moment at the
I
Comic Con.
really liked. I like her as an actress, and I think she's got far more range than anybody's given her credit for. And I think maybe she's made the choices that she did for her kids.
See,
Otherwise, she'd be a bigger star.
I do like her as an actress as well, but she was not Elektra.
I had no issues with it.
Remember when she did a movie with the Hulk?
Yeah.
She did a movie with the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yep.
13 going on 30. Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I forgot Mark Ruffalo
Yeah.
was that. And like,
Yeah.
Did you ever see Peppermint?
I don't know.
That was a
I
really
don't even know
good
what that
movie.
is.
Yeah.
That was what Batman would be if it was female.
Now,
Or Frank Castle, actually.
I vaguely recall Pepper,
I
but
don't
I
at
can't.
all.
I
She
can't
was really
remember the premise
but
of it.
you know, her and Mark
Family
Ruffalo
was killed,
in-
and she got revenge in a very ugly,
I
grotesque
love
way.
revenge flicks. Why do I
See,
not
it
know
was-
about
it
this?
I
was
don't think
fantastic.
you watched it. It was really
Well, I know I didn't
good.
watch it. I'm saying that. But
But no, it's. I do have to. Her and Mark Ruffalo in 13 going on 30. That was a good rom com.
I just like the thriller dance.
That's why it's a good rom-com.
I need to go around the board and I need to ask everyone what their favorite gratuitous cameo was from this movie. Who was the person?
I think Laura and I are going to be in the same boat.
So I'm going to start with Laura on my left.
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes was the best cameo.
As Blade, yep.
Yeah.
Totally Blade, 100% Blade, though the Chris Evans one was pretty great.
Okay, that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to concur with that. Mike, going around the table.
Dropping it on me with only a couple seconds thought. I mean, off the top, I like the Chris Evans a lot. Like, Johnny Storm was, like, that was huge for me. Elektra was awesome. I'm trying to think of any of the other ones. I mean, there was nothing that was not overly gratuitous by the nature of what the film was designed
Like
to be.
it was the whole movie was overly gratuitous.
Well, no, I mean, like that was the thing. This is a movie about this, and it was just like, could they have gone too far?
There was no going too far in this movie.
And so my
I
favorite.
think they could have, and they didn't.
I loved Elektra. I loved that was a shock to me. I rolled my eyes at Remy LeBeau, but I liked his interpretation. It was fun. I'm trying to think of all the other ones.
You know, I have to give Channing Tatum this. Playing Remy LeBeau, he actually got the speed talking going, which is just
Well,
awesome.
supposedly he's from the South, like that,
Yeah,
like
he
in
is
that.
Cajun.
So that's
Yeah.
So that was almost like a native language for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, did Blake Lively put on the suit, or was she just the voice?
No, that was Blake Lively.
Oh, so
I
was
heard
that
that
Blake
was
Lively?
Blake
I did. I looked at the credits. I'm like, they actually got her.
So did it not say voice credit?
No, it just
No.
said Lady Pool.
Lady Pool is Blake Lively.
Yeah.
So I'm
Brian-
not convinced it was her in the suit because she has, in my mind, wider hips than that character. Now they could have sucked it in,
They
but
probably
I
did.
think I don't know if Blake Lively. You know, it's just for one thing. Do you want me? She might have done it, but I'm not totally 100% convinced.
No,
I-
I'm positive Ryan Reynolds got his wife to play.
So we're gonna touch on the Deadpool corpse later on. We said spoilers already in this one.
yeah,
So we're gonna do
several
this.
times.
There was like 3 rounds of that. Yeah.
But I don't feel like that was particularly a cameo like the rest of them, or like a
No, it's
Yes.
just a variant. That's all it was.
yeah. So like I feel like that falls in a
fair
different
enough, fair
category.
enough. Yeah, okay, I can't remember. There's so many of them, I can't remember all the other
There
ones.
really was.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all standing. Who's the guy in the striped shirt? I don't remember him.
Oh, see, I thought that was supposed to be the Kevin Nash character from the Punisher movie with
Yeah.
Thomas Jane. But I'm just like, but that's not Kevin Nash. So I don't
It's not
know.
even close.
But I think it's supposed to be that character.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
is like it's the same thing with the Juggernaut. It's
Yeah.
the same character, but it's like a different thing.
Actually, you know, speaking of all the cameos in that one scene with the big fight, that was the worst part of the movie for me.
The big fight in the
big fight with the here, watch the fight, it's the fight. Oh my God! Somebody take the coffee away from the camera guy. You couldn't see nothing. It was just like choreography. I didn't have time to put anything real together. Okay, camera guy, just here's some coffee. Take off those, loosen them up, and it was just that was annoying.
So it's confirmed because Corey just looked it up. Lady Pool is Blake Lively.
By who?
the internet.
All reports.
Dude, we went through this all today. You can't just Google it and say.
I
it's
googled
confirmed.
it and checked different articles on it.
Yes.
So
Yeah, there are several different
peer
articles.
reviewed.
Yeah,
I'm peer.
I mean, that's the thing. It's just like you can't just Google something and first thing comes up. But,
So did we
It was on
figure out-
Yahoo, so it has to be real.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I completely blanked with us trying to figure this out. Who was your favorite cameo? Mike?
oh,
He said Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm, I
okay,
think.
who was
arguably.
yours?
Oh, you're trying to get back on topic?
A little bit.
You mean we lost track of things when we got to Mike?
Yes.
Okay,
No,
back to
wow!
track. No,
Wait,
back
wait,
on track.
We
Back
did
on
that, not to
track.
him. We did
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
on track,
normally it's
Jeff.
the other way around.
Jeff, you started it. Finish it.
For me, I was shocked at how much I liked the Pyro character. I forgot I was just like, man, he actually does a good job in this role. I was just,
Oh, that bugged me too.
what a good job he did.
No. I mean, he did a great job. No, I mean, you remember in Star Wars when Palpatine stopped shooting lightning?
Yeah.
Johnny Storm stopped flaming.
Well, that's because Pyro
Pyro
took the
just
flame
like-
out.
Well, no, he can flame off. Then the flame stops, and then flame on, fly away.
Well, I think he took all of the flame.
It's like
That was a
sucking-
long time, a long connection of that. See, I think it's the same thing. Just flame off, dude.
Sometimes the movie's got a movie.
Well, see, I don't like that. That's.
They needed Pyro to take all the flame
Yes,
and then
they
have
did.
him fall down.
I know,
They
but
needed to get
I mean,
there somehow.
They could have done that faster then, and that annoyed me. It's just like you're gonna have us believe
Well, I
that.
think that's when they started out that, hey, the Brotherhood is actually pretty badass until
Yeah.
it came to the actual fight, and then they sucked.
Well,
Right?
it was cool to see the Brotherhood back together
Yeah.
again because, like, that's kind of not X2. They were kind of there, but then in the rest of the X-Men movies, it just
Yeah.
They just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
X3. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was something. Were they still the Brotherhood there, or
No.
like
No.
he was like
It was
creating
all
an
about
army?
Yeah, it was all about Magneto's army, not the Brotherhood of the Mutants.
Yeah.
That was part 2.
It was,
So.
no, number 3 was all, Magneto's army, all centered around Dark Phoenix.
Except for White Queen. White Queen is only in the newer movies, like the James
Yeah.
Ackwood
Right?
movies. But she was.
But
part
she
of the
wasn't
Brotherhood.
always in the Brotherhood.
She was
Not the
part of-
original Brotherhood.
Maybe
She was
not
in
original, but she was
Hellfire
definitely in it,
part.
so.
But anyway, it was cool to see. Like, I forgot how much I liked that Pyro actor. Like, he's actually was. I remember him being a little dweeb in the Fox movies,
And he's
and
a big dweeb in this one.
yeah, but an excellent acted dweeb. And I
For what
forgot-
he was given, he did a great job.
I forgot how much I liked Chris Evans' Johnny Storm until I seen this.
And
He-
speaking
he was a-
of, like, that part at the end, like the
Oh,
post-credit.
the end credit. That post credit was hilarious.
I've never heard Chris Evans swear so much in my life.
I was a little shocked, yeah.
So the scene where she rips the skin off of Chris Evans gets like gone.
I love that. That was fun.
And I love Deadpool gets like, no, you said this, you said this and this, and at the end credit he says,
Let's
all
go
of that
back and
stuff.
see.
Let's
Yeah.
go back and see you, because I'm not going to take the blame for killing that.
Yeah, and he even says, and you can,
can
quote
quote
me.
That's the stuff you expect from Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, and like, well, you Johnny died. He was killing the budget anyway.
Well, and I don't, like, I was talking to Mark today, too, and his question for all of us was, what was our favorite fight scene?
Oh, that's a tough
Not
one.
not the shaky cam one. That was the worst.
Directed by Paul Greengrass.
Right?
Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
The car scene was kind of fun, but it was overdone too early, and they kept dragging it on. So, that's got to be the first one. Them on the
With the skull and and like the adamantium bones.
There's 260
no.
the actual
That was
Wolverine
fantastic.
versus
No, I'm
Deadpool.
talking about Wolverine and
Oh, the first
because
Wolverine
that's a
and
group
Deadpool.
scene, and that was awesome. But that's a lot CG and a special guy in that suit.
Well, you
Where,
said
you know-
said the first one. And that's
Yeah,
to
no.
me.
I totally understand your confusion.
I was shocked you would have went with that one.
I just
that-
like the cleaner fights. I like something that you can see and recognize that Hugh Jackman, and I would be surprised if Ryan wasn't the choreographed guy in that fight too. I would assume that they both put in the extra effort to make that one
Maximum effort. even.
so good. You know,
For me, every fight scene in this, I'm just like, oh my god, this is like one of the funnest fight scenes I've ever seen. And then the next fight scene after, I'm just like, wow, I am enjoying this even more. And they did that like 4 times in this movie. Like I almost want to say the car fight because oh my god, that was so much fun. And I really loved the first initial fight too, because that's like, oh my, you get to see a feral Wolverine in that first fight. That's the first time you see that. Like, he's down, he's crunched out, and you know he's going for blood, right? Like,
see, that was also what I like because that's the first time he really crouched down and did that pose.
Yeah.
But then he did it 43 more times. And
Well,
it's like, okay, enough.
yeah. But for me, I gotta say, the one I enjoyed the most was the bus scene.
I
where
was
the
wondering if
guests,
you were going to say that.
because they just start massacring the Deadpools and the fucking...
I enjoyed it, but you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Well-
and that was my thing. It was fun as hell.
I think that was kind of the point on that one.
Well, I
but-
do think that was the point on that
Save
one,
the
right?
budget.
But, even Alan leaned over at that point, too, and he goes, how much blood is too much blood?
I heard
That-
that, actually.
that-
I heard him say that. So
That
See-
was not too much.
See, the Deadpool fight scene was amazing. Now, that would have been close fight with all the Deadpools, other than they took too long to regenerate all at the same time at the end, so that was like, okay, that was forced. But
Except
whatever.
for-
Pretty boy.
yeah, except for
Regeneration.
he doesn't regenerate.
Yeah.
What's that? Nice pool.
Yeah.
There
Going
was a
across.
Canadian
Nope.
pool in there, too.
Corey gets to do. I'll finish this.
You'll
one
finish it off,
Yeah,
okay.
so- Your turn, Corey.
It's the first one,
This
like the actual
The
Wolverine.
adamantium
I-
or the Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yours. The,
Okay.
what is
I
Wolverine?
thought you were going to go with the car one. I was very leaning towards the car one.
I
so-
liked the car one
That was great. but-
for 90% of it,
Yeah.
and then it got long in the tooth, and I was like. But I did laugh my ass off when they show him afterwards, and Wolverine's passed out from exhaustion, and Deadpool's wrapped up in seatbelts.
See, I think I'm surprised you guys picked the first one because I feel like the Wolverine, all the fight scenes were great in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
the big group one.
I absolutely hated it because of the poor filmography of it.
I didn't hate it, but it was definitely the weakest fight in the film, right?
Yeah.
But if I had to pick between the two, Deadpool and Wolverine, I would almost pick the car one because I think it was more ingenuitive. But so, Laura, where are you going with this then?
my coffee.
Wow, wow.
Mine is the
You
car
got your
scene.
car.
Well, I knew yours was going to be
Mine's the car
scene.
So 2 cars and 2. So what and again, I agree. I think that was a fun scene, and I did enjoy it. But what I think what I liked about the initial one is they put a lot onto that because this is the first
They
time.
do.
So we're going to put a little tighter choreography, a little more effort into it, and a lot more fun and this and that. And then the car scene, a lot of it was blind, but it was fun. The idea of it was much more fun than the visual.
See, because the car scene, like you said, it's blind, some visual, but mainly blind. But if you're also counting him jumping through time and getting his ass kicked by all the different Wolverines, that counts for me.
I don't know if that's a fight scene so much, but
Oh,
that
come
was
on.
Getting
fun.
hit is not a fight. You
when
got to hit
he's-
back at least once.
When he shows up and he goes, "Oh, I remember this. This is when you're going to fight the Hulk," and turns around and there's the Hulk. Come on.
Okay, are they alluding to Secret Wars and they're just like, wait a minute,
They-
why is Thor crying? Why is Thor
They're 100% alluding
See,
to
I hate
Secret
that.
Wars.
Is the part I hated. And
Yeah,
it was-
'cause they dropped
it was
that.
peripheral to the movie.
It's like, hey, there's this. Okay, let's never talk about it again.
But that was the point, though.
Yeah.
He brings it up several times. Why is Thor crying? Oh, it's this part. Thor was crying over me. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
There is a Deadpool variant where he becomes Thor.
Oh, shit.
Of course there was.
If they do the Thor corpse in Secret Wars, there might be a Deadpool.
And
Thor.
see, that was actually the most profound thing, which they said in the movie, and they won't do it because they like money. When Deadpool said the fucking variant time multiverse is so outdone,
Yeah.
Oz did it best, and fuck off with because it is. It is now. There's no weight. There are no stakes to anything because you can kill off any character you want and go to a different world and pull in a new one and tell a new story.
I don't know. I think the beginning of it, when they were talking about all the different ones that they could have brought back, and he goes, but no, Disney wanted this guy, was good enough for me.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it's wonderful in Deadpool. I love all the shit in there, but the fact that there's this looming, this is all legit. Now we're MCU, so Deadpool's going to show up in fucking Avengers and diminish the value of the weight.
But
of
come
that.
on, Rick. You can't say. Well,
I
you
can.
You
I
can
know I
say.
can, but what do you say?
You can say, but you had to have liked when Ryan Reynolds goes, "Fuck Disney."
Oh yeah, no. Like I said, everything within the movie.
I like how he's saying how much he hated Marvel after Endgame because that's what the fans were saying. So
Well, I don't think he said he. Was it he
Well,
said
you're
he
saying how
hated it?
bad
He said,
it was.
He's like, it's not as good as what I thought he said. Or,
Maybe.
Oh, he
maybe.
alluded to the terrible dislike. But I mean, like I said, in a Deadpool movie, you're allowed to do anything you want because that's the universe. That's the fun of it.
Yep.
But when you start allowing the Deadpool stuff to bleed into their other stuff, now it diminishes it. Now we lose certain values.
But
of
they
stuff.
were already
Oh, yeah.
saying that
I know,
happened
I know.
right prior to him doing
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Oh, I agree.
So, you know, them...
So might as well just slock it all
Right.
out. And have
But
some-
them actually letting him be Deadpool the way Deadpool was supposed to be
Yeah.
makes all their scripts better.
This was the most Deadpool of all the Deadpool movies.
Yes.
Like, hands down, the most Deadpool of all the Deadpool movies. Which, like, you know, in a lot of ways, it's... Well, I don't know if it's the darkest of them. Is this the darkest of the Deadpool movies?
It's the bloodiest.
Well,
Well, darkest in what sense? Define dark.
Well, there's a lot of seriousness that goes on in all this goofiness, right?
It's
The
all,
sec- the
it's
second
all
one-
mostly gratuitous emotion derived from buddiness, right? And it's just like because we've never seen this Wolverine's past. We're told, not shown. So we're gonna make up this connection to Hugh Jackman, to the other Wolverine, which is not this Wolverine, and we're gonna shed a tear at the end because Hugh's a good actor.
I like.
Whatever.
Sorry, go ahead.
But, you know, they keep Hugh Jackman in this timeline. So, again, he'll be Wolverine till he's 90.
Yeah.
But...
Does anyone else hope that this is actually his last time as Wolverine?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. I
you-
love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine,
but you
he's
can't-
not the Wolverine.
There's nothing
He
left.
did a great
There's-
job.
There's no
there-
story left to tell.
Yeah, this is it, right?
He'll have, I can guarantee he'll have cameos, but he will not have
Yeah.
such a big
I
part as Wolverine.
Sorry, speaking of like the serious moments, I actually like. I mean, it was so brief, but I like the interactions between X-23 and Logan.
Yes.
Like how she's like, you know, you may be the wrong one, but you were the right one at the right time, or something like that. And I
You
was
were
like,
always the wrong one.
yeah, but like the fact that they got Daphne Keene back, or Daphne, I think. Either way, Keene back to play her and everything. I think it was just that had a really good connection because, of course, the heaviness of the Logan movie. So,
Does this... They say that... I saw a meme that was just like, this week has diminished the death in Logan and the death of Iron Man. Is that true? Do you guys feel like that?
A little bit. A little bit.
argumentatively, yes. I don't 100%. I don't feel it with my heart, but I completely understand that sentiment.
Okay, so the death of Logan, yes. Of Iron Man,
Well, not
No.
because of the movie, because
Completely.
of the announcement.
Completely.
because of the announcement,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I said this week, not this movie. This week has been the death, like throwing away the
Yeah,
death
I mean,
of two. of
what
them.
I found absolutely hilarious is Robert Downey Jr. was doing Robert Downey Jr. to show that he was going to play Dr. Doom. The same thing he does, and I guarantee he does. What I can't do his impression, but he does the same things all the time, and he's. it just-
I
he
think
lost.
I think he's really capable of doing something interesting with Doctor Doom.
It doesn't matter to me because he's already this guy. Mm-hmm. And it's just like now it becomes cheap.
I really
now
wanted
let's-
Cillian Murphy. Like, I'm not even kidding. I really wanted Cillian
I would.
Murphy.
I'd see that could have brought me back to Marvel. Somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know, getting people like Cillian Murphy or Christian Bale. Now that was a short little
Well,
bit.
that was a waste.
A waste. But I mean, let's take a turn. Let's take this new level and just turn a little bit and make Marvel dark like it used to be. And let DC do the light thing all of a sudden. So, and I think Cillian Murphy, I know Chris Hemsworth, or I believe, let me correct myself, I believe Chris Hemsworth was saying he'd like to do Thor, but he wants to do it.
Yeah, he's sick of the lighthearted
He's
stuff.
tired of that stuff.
I don't know if he's so much sick of it. I think he realized that that's not what the fans want anymore. Because I think he was having a blast being goofy Thor.
See,
And I
Having
think
fun making a movie is different than making a fun movie.
Yeah.
So,
See, and I loved his portrayal of Thor in Ragnarok. I liked it. The fact
he was
I thought it was the
football.
worst movie until Love and Thunder came out. So
Right, but
I'm with you.
the fact that they actually have him lose his eye and everything, and actually show his abilities, because it's not.
Oh, I'll
They
get
gave it
that
back
eye.
to him, but they gave him back his eye like right away in
That's
the
a
next
fake
movie.
eye.
I was saying it's the next movie.
Oh, but he didn't have to wear a patch for the rest of his life, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Can't cover
It
my
was
face that much.
like I mean, it's the stakes and the consequences are invalid now. It doesn't matter.
I seen a Facebook post for myself when
have that
Love
now.
and Thunder came out, and I said in my post, I think this might actually be my favorite Thor movie. Which isn't a thing saying how much I loved Love and Thunder. That's how much I didn't like the other Thor movies.
I love the first one.
I did
first one
not
was
like
really
I
good.
did too, and I didn't mind the second one either.
the first one. For me, was like the weakest Marvel movie for the longest time in my books. Like I always liked Dark World more than I liked that one.
See, other than his makeup in Thor, I loved that as the big three introduction.
Yeah.
I hated the makeup they had. It's like, fuck. You gotta have an extra $100 and I could make the makeup better than that. But other than that, I liked that arc. I liked that slow, quiet. But that's me. I like the subtleties and the nuance of stuff. I'm not, as
When
much
I'm
as I
watching
like the big fights, it's not.
When I'm watching a Marvel movie, I don't want slow burn. That said, I absolutely adore slow burns in movies. So
Yeah.
Sure.
I just didn't. Fish out of the water movies have never caught me, and that's what the first Thor was a fish out of the water movie, right? And
Was
There was
Captain
too much-
America fish out of water too?
no, how was this
When he
Winter
came-
Soldier? Winter Soldier was like a spy espionage.
That was arguably the best Marvel movie ever
that was a
made.
pretty good movie.
That one was
That
good.
train scene was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't remember the schlocky comedy in that one. I remember it was a
wasn't.
very serious, and they took the action, they did that, and there was no distraction by gratuitous shit. It was him
You just
and
hate
Bucky.
Civil War.
No, after it was right around after that one that they started being unnecessarily gratuitous. I mean, Civil War wasn't the comic book version of Civil War. It was a dumbed down version.
means, yeah.
And then they started at, Civil War was Civil War more because of Spider-Man than it was anything else.
I don't think they.
And that's what I think.
I don't think they could have in the MCU killed off a playground full of children in a school like that. I guess.
Well, I'm not talking
Not
about
with that
every little
attitude.
nuance of Civil War.
Well, like-
I'm saying they did a very lightened wisp.
Well, because
Of
Civil
a
War, it
version.
was Peter Parker who first came and unmasked himself and signed the Accord, wasn't it?
No.
Well, he was the big one that did it.
See, that was my favorite arc in the comic book.
Oh,
and
man.
the fact that Frank Castle picked his bloody body up, brought him back to Captain America, and Peter Parker realized what a douchebag Tony Stark was. And I love that.
I hate the Spider-Man reveal because it didn't make any sense for the character, even though
In the
like
movies?
in the comic
comics.
books. And I hated that led to a brand new day and one more day.
I
And
didn't mind that. Like, everybody ragged on that. I mean, it wasn't super awesome, but I didn't mind it. I mean, God, let's
sign a
come
deal
on,
and I'll sign a
Yeah,
deal and
it's-
you can have your secret
The
identity
devil
back.
came down to Georgia is the classic overdone trope that everybody does, and it's
Overdone, that's the key.
But I mean, they all do it, right? I mean, it's just like Avatar, Dances with Wolves, Fern Gully,
Cars.
Pocahontas. They retell it in a
That's
different
all the
way.
same movie, yeah.
They are. They retell it. You know,
And that's exactly
actually,
what you
Cars
said.
is
It's the
more
fish out of
Doc
water.
Hollywood.
Fish out of water.
Yeah.
Cars is more Doc Hollywood.
Yes, 100%.
Which I love that movie. That was one of his Michael J. Fox's deep cuts, and I really
Him and
loved it.
James Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Michael J. Fox, I was far away from... No, it's Canadian. There's another...
Yeah,
Never
easy
mind.
boy.
He could have been Wolverine. He is comic
No.
book accurate.
Okay,
Comic book accurate?
Jeff, you're more comic book accurate.
God,
just gotta
I
give
once
him
again
the
need to
tufts.
say how much I cheered when there was a comic book accurate.
Yeah, but he was short, but he was skinny, so that kind of bugged me.
Right?
Well, I would have liked to have seen it proportionally.
Yeah.
It's a little
If
better.
he
They-
was short
they-
but stocky, that
Yeah.
would have been better.
I feel like it was purposely bad CGI.
Oh,
Break it
totally
down.
was.
I think that was on purpose. Oh, look, there's a phone call going off in the distance. I'm sure it's my wife complaining about something.
And you always tell me to turn off my phone.
You know what? I forgot my phone was here.
Okay, that's not hard for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you totally believe that. I'm curious on Mike's take on Deadpool's corpse because I thought that was something that you would hate.
Deadpool.
Done what?
The Deadpool corpse.
Oh, I thought you meant corpses in like dead body corpse.
No,
I'm like,
the
I'm so
corpse.
confused.
The-
Yeah. I know
the-
what you mean now.
Oh, the core?
Yeah.
Like
the
all
group
the
of Deadpools.
different.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Deadpool movie. It's three. What I mean, Deadpool's been doing that for years, having the
variants.
like the floating head Deadpool and the lady
Headpool.
Deadpool.
Lady
Yeah.
I mean,
Pool.
again, this is a movie that's supposed to be stupid. That was its intent,
Oh,
and I
God.
think bringing out an army of Deadpools was an excellent idea.
This was their only shot to do it.
Oh yeah. If Avengers 5 Doom is saved by an army of Deadpool people, I will just sign over my everything and say I'm done. I am done.
You know what?
But we might
I
get a
wa-
chance to see Dogpool again.
That dog's dead soon. Let's be honest. That dog is a freak of nature.
They'll find another one.
Did anybody else think for half a second when they were jumping through the portal they were going to end up in Endgame?
A little bit.
No.
Because I thought
That
for-
would have been freaking awesome.
I thought for a second that they were.
On your right.
Okay, here's a what do they call that? What's it when you say a bad take or whatever? What do they call that?
Hot take?
Hot take, which I didn't think I was gonna like. Who was your favorite Deadpool? Peter. and I didn't expect me to really like that. And Peter was my favorite Deadpool.
I love
I
how
love
all
that.
the other Deadpools just like Peter.
We all have a Peter.
I mean, we all like the cowboy slang. We always like. Oh, apparently Tom Holland's brother was a
Yeah,
Deadpool.
I saw that,
Seen
yeah.
that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There was a Canadian Deadpool. He was in black and had a little Canadian flag. I guess.
And
There's a few lady.
I think there was a Mexican one.
Yeah.
There's a few
the
female.
guy in
ones.
the Scottish shirt there.
Oh, was that Scottish?
Whatever it was, that was actually one of Ryan's guys from Wrexham.
Oh,
Because
was
Ryan's all
that
tight with the Wrexham guys,
Wrexham?
so he got one of those guys. So
I was really hoping for Beard of Bees Deadpool, and I didn't see him, just because he gets his head blown off with a Deadpool corpse and Deadpool versus Deadpool. But
That
And
would
I didn't
be
see a-
nice pool that got his head blown
and
off.
they didn't have Panda Pool. I could go on forever with the Deadpools they didn't have.
See,
Venomized
we get into-
Deadpool, that was pretty amazing.
We get into that world. Is at what point are you expecting Peter Porker to end up in one of the mainstream movies?
Peter Porker?
Yes.
You mean Spider-Ham?
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yes. I had a few of them issues.
Yeah, him and Doctor Doom, or how did he say Doctor Doom's name in that one? I can't recall now. Oh,
Yeah.
John Delaney in the Spider-Verse.
so I think we're about that time, guys.
You know what? This whole not watching the movie as we do it
Goes
is
a
actually
lot
helping. Yeah,
faster.
it's going faster, and yet we feel we covered everything. You know?
You know what the problem is that there's someone at this table who half the time doesn't watch the movie beforehand.
That's a lie.
It's more than half. Jeez.
Or they rely on the fact that they watched it 23 years ago.
Oh yeah, I know that movie
Yeah.
so well.
I didn't have to watch it because I memorized
Half of
it.
them I don't have
What?
to
That
watch
was in the
again.
movie? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about?
I only screwed up once, and that was my Shrek 2 one. And other than that, I'd say I'm pretty confident.
And I did not intentionally not watch Grandma's Boy. I wasn't.
That was
actively
we all had our flub.
driving, yeah.
That was your flub. That was
Yeah.
Shrek 2 was my flub. Jeff just knows everything, so
I'm a perfect being.
yeah,
What can I say?
obviously. So
Uh-huh.
So, but which leaves Laura.
Laura,
I'm me.
Laura.
I'm me.
Laura.
Jesus, you just sound like the seagulls from fucking Finding Dory.
mine.
Oh. So yeah, it's
It's that time.
that time.
You know what? I want to start with Mike.
Sure.
Final thoughts.
You know that song "Six Dressed Up as a Nine"?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a
I
terrible
feel like
song,
that.
by the way.
Yeah, but I think it fits here. I think the movie was so much fun.
It's a 3 dressed up as a 9, by the way.
Oh, 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with 6 dress up in a 9. I thought it was so much fun. It was an absolute fun movie. It fell apart for me after the fact more so. I mean, in the theater, I had enjoyed it. Sat there with my wife. We watched it in lounging chairs.
Did you go to Windermere?
No, South Common. I don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't know something
Yeah, it was like
had that.
$16. Shit. a ticket. So
Cool.
and we got to sit in the recliner. So okay.
Yeah.
It felt like a 9, but it was probably there was so much little things. It's like there's a lot of jokes used that they did in the first 2 movies, and it's like you didn't need to do that. There was that shitty fight scene in the middle that was bad. The gratuitous stuff was fun. I enjoyed all that, but there was things in it, you know. So I'm going to give it 8 million out of 9, whatever, because ratings doesn't matter. You know, so I don't give a
I learned something today. Mike does not know fractions.
So it's that sort of thing. So I mean, I had a lot of thinking to do over the little while, and when we'll finish the final thoughts, you'll come back. Is there anything going on? I have something to say. With there's stuff going on.
Totally,
Other
let's
than
skip that today.
Yeah. So anyway, it was an absolutely fun movie. If you love Deadpool, you love the movie. If you like Marvel, you probably love the movie. So go see it.
Jeffrey?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got a few qualms over the movie. I didn't like the Wolverine mask. Did anybody else?
His eyes were too far apart.
I didn't like the costume in general. It was too. It was too
yellow.
Well, no, I would have preferred the spandex
And the spiked boots. He didn't have the
So
spiked boots.
here's my thing: is I actually paid really close attention to this movie because I had no choice. I was sandwiched between you and Alan. When did he lose the arms?
I know. The fact that I was pissed off.
It was after he just met the new people and
When they woke up from the car accident.
The first, yeah, he was drinking alcohol, drinking.
Oh yeah.
What's
that
his
was.
name's? Bemi
He lost it when
in the car.
In the car.
Yeah, but they didn't really lose. And that was my bitch, is that he never had sleeves. What is going on with his suit? And then all of a sudden, boom, no sleeves. I'm like,
there's another thing. That actually, just to correct, sorry to backtrack. I'm going to backtrack on this. That was my biggest letdown. He's wearing the suit because they wanted him to, was the biggest disappointment for me. That was such a forced reason to wear the suit.
I don't know. I love the whole opening up the shirt and hello pajamas. Like
the Wolverine gave a reason for wearing it though. He gave the reason is that they wanted him to wear it like his fellow X-Men.
Yeah. I'm just saying it was a bad reason to me.
Oh.
It was so forced. It was just like, really?
When you said they wanted, I thought you meant...
No, I meant...
Now I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly what you said.
Yes, exactly what I said.
I just thought that was a lame rationale to just have him wear it.
Well, what a lame reason for him to be the worst. Like, I was drunk and mixed a fight. Like... No!
So that's one of
give
Jeff's
him
pet peeves.
something. Give him something, right? But other than that, this was a ridiculously fun movie.
yes.
Like, this is something that needs to be enjoyed in the theater. Can we all agree on that? Like, some movies need to be enjoyed in a crowd in the theater.
I would enjoy this just fine on a big screen TV.
So Jeff, I have to agree with you because I was actually looking to see if maybe I could rent it at home without having to go to the theater. I'm quite happy I had to go to the theater.
The turnaround time to physical is so short now, so I'm pretty excited that I'll probably be owning it before winter.
Look,
so.
I'm not a big fan of sitting in a hot theater sitting next to some fat, greasy guy. Wait, that was my wife. Sitting next to a fat, greasy guy.
I knew what he meant.
So, no, it is nice in a theater, but I don't need that. That's me.
The seats that I chose Alan chose, were right under the AC. So I was freaking
And the
cold.
speaker on the wall was right there.
I regretted my decision. I ended up going with 2 groups of people. I went with Corey and Laura, and my buddy Danny and Sean invited me. Danny, Sean, listen to the goddamn fucking podcast already, you 2 motherfuckers. And I got sandwiched between those guys, and they're big, heavy-set guys like yourself. So I'm just kind of like, why did I pick this when I could have been sitting in the back row the entire time? But, life decisions aren't always the best, right?
So, how are you rating this, Jeff?
I'm not done my critique, my final thought of this, okay? I've got lots to say about this.
He's still talking.
I'm still going! God damn it.
We're going to hit that 2-hour mark.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Marvel
Jesus.
Marvel Jesus.
That's our new swear now. Marvel Jesus Christ.
I I said it before. It's the most
Jesus
Deadpool movie of any movie I've ever seen. I don't know how to rank it. It's not a Last Crusade.
It just doesn't matter.
It
just doesn't matter. Tell them they want to see it or they don't.
But they do want to see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you saying that we break a almost 60 episode tradition?
I guess it'll come up later on.
I think what has happened is that I broke Mike. He's just like he's like sick of my rating system so much after he thought he had it figured out,
it's not
and
that I'm sick of it.
now he is mentally broken.
We broke.
No,
Damn it,
are
we
you-
broke Mike.
I've just realized it just doesn't
It
matter.
never did, except for me.
It
When I
just doesn't matter.
when I say something,
just
it matters.
doesn't. What's that?
when I review or when I say recommend something, it matters.
And you know it matters that you recommend it, and I think I agree with that. But it's just like I have a whole thing. I had all weekend to think about it. I'll tell about it later.
None of my reviews ever had ratings when I did them because I didn't do ratings.
And I don't
either.
think they should.
No.
And I think
I
you should
don't
let
like
your heart
ratings, so.
into the opinion. And maybe I'm making the suggestion that you should drop the numbers and just let your heart
We'll
sing.
do them, but they'll be superficial.
You mean they
So-
were not superficial prior
Hey
to
man,
this?
I put a no. You're right.
So is it still my final thoughts?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what always seems to happen in my final thoughts? It seems like everyone else talks more than me in my final thoughts.
Because you talk more during the rest of it. So we're just trying to make up for it last time.
The truth,
I don't know. I think I talked the most this one. I interrupted everybody, which I just did. I apologize. So
You know what they say? The truth actually does kind of hurt. It actually kind of
I wish I knew the second verse. Sorry.
at the time of the Fox Marvel movies, I kind of had a hate on for most of them, but I love how this was a love letter to them. There was enough good things in that, and I'm kind of sentimental, and I miss them now that they're gone. I'm just like, oh man, because they were better than I gave them credit for at the time. This is getting a solid Raiders of the Lost Ark with a Ferris Bueller tacked onto it for good measure.
What the fuck?
He's just he knows
Mike
I
said
figured
it
him
doesn't
out.
matter.
No,
Mike
He knows
said
I
it doesn't
figured it
matter.
out, so he's
Okay,
moving
thank
on.
you.
Yes,
these reviews,
doesn't.
these things are just going to be so fucking weird.
I still haven't figured out your fucking rating system, and now you're throwing Ferris Bueller.
What
If
the
I'm
solid
gonna write it
critters
down on
too.
the board, I can give it to
I made a whole video about
you. That
it.
is
I
16.
didn't watch it.
I know you didn't. You don't watch anything, remember?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, especially on TikTok.
Oh, I do have one beef. Channing Tatum sucks as fucking Gambit.
I liked him.
It's terrible.
You know,
I don't get why anybody would like that. I
because
really
he's
don't.
the closest thing to a freaking Cajun that they got.
He
See, I
sounds fucking awful.
They did that on purpose.
But
That was the point. I
He
can't
sounded like
understand you.
he sounded like a Cajun. Have you ever heard a Cajun?
That's
Like
the
newfies.
point
They
of
don't
it.
no,
understand
that
them,
sounded
so-
like the fakest accent in the world.
I'm
No,
sure
the
that's-
guy that they originally had play Gambit was the fakest
Was
fucking
worse,
accent
yeah.
I've
Taylor
ever heard.
Hirsch, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Kitsch or whatever.
See, I would like to see Channing Tatum have an honest attempt at it. To see. Because I thought it was admirable.
I think he would. I think he would actually be a really good Remy LeBeau.
He could.
He's got to change his hair a little bit,
And he's
but
gotta
he would
lose
be.
some weight.
And not
yes.
not in the comic accurate costume either. I don't think anybody would wear that weird thing.
No,
That
but
looked
you know,
terrible.
they have to
You
give
could-
him.
But that was the comic.
Gambit could
That was
be the coolest looking character.
What, did you want him in the pink shirt from Comics 97?
But
Whoa.
they had.
But
They
it was
had
purple,
to,
at least.
Or purple, was it?
Yeah.
But they had to at least give him the contacts.
Yeah.
He didn't have the contacts, and it's just like, okay, well, that's where it's fucked up. But his voice,
I thought it was fine.
it was pretty
No,
close.
I don't. Where did he have a good? No, he sounded terrible, guys.
I'm sorry, when did you become a dialect expert?
He sounded fucking
How
awful.
many Cajuns
How
do you
come I'm the
know?
only one this bugs?
Because he wasn't supposed to be. He was supposed to mumble and be confusing because
The whole-
Cajuns are known for that.
The only part where he was actually coherent, in my mind, was the, it's courtesy to ask before you take another man's liquor.
It wasn't that he wasn't coherent. I'm okay that you didn't understand what he was talking about. It was the fact how terrible it sounded.
Are you saying he had a bad
That's
accent?
racist.
Yes.
I see. Again, we did a play a while ago called Evelyn Strange, and I had a bunch of people come. She had such a shitty accent. That is the worst French accent I've ever seen.
she
It
French?
was French. You got to remember, like, are you going for the stereotypical one that he had in the comics or in the cartoons and this and that? There are so many dialects everywhere. There's not one Newfie accent. There's 483 of them, which is incidentally how many coves there are. You know,
And for me, he was
Fucking
the
Newfie.
closest thing to a Cajun that they've had in or play.
I thought he was admirable, and I thought his voice was reasonable.
Yep.
Jeff, you may be outnumbered.
Well, like,
Again.
man, I guess I can't get over
Look,
that.
it's 8-2, so just call it and give up.
I can't believe that I'm the only one that bugs though, because like I thought that was god awful. And you guys are singing his praises, and I'm just like,
We're not praising
Anna
his
Paquin had a
person.
terrible Cajun
We're saying
accent.
he
Yes.
was reasonable. We're not saying he was Oscar worthy. It's just like it was reasonable. And you also got to remember that we're all different. We're different people.
Trying to fly.
No, I'm trying to do my
Gesticulation?
Yes, my gesticulation. Was it the Captain Jack? Whatever. You know, I don't fucking know.
Oh, you're trying to do the. Okay.
Anyway, are you done yet? For fuck's sakes, you've been going on for 20 minutes now.
I
wanna
gave my
finish?
rating 5 minutes ago.
What?
But then you asked if it was still your final thoughts. So we let it still be
Yeah,
your
it's
final
over.
thoughts.
Okay, final thought. Do we have Laura still?
Get on with it.
Are you going to shut up? Okay.
Laura, it's your turn.
You know,
God, is Laura ever going to get around to doing
I
her
know,
final
she's
thought?
terrible.
So, anyways,
I got work in the morning, you know? Fuck.
just, yeah.
Hey, can I get some water, please?
Sure.
Here, you can bring it in this. Woo!
good catch.
I think it was more the throw. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So,
If you're ready. I mean, I don't want to interrupt you. If you're
Yeah,
ready.
anytime.
Okay.
How about now? Right now? How about now?
Hey, Corey, would you like some water?
Sure.
so Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hey, Laura, you want some water?
Where's the fucking stick when I need one? Seriously. You guys ask my thoughts and you ramble on forever.
Okay.
Can you just start already? Like, holy
Okay.
crap.
So, Corey, final thoughts.
Yeah, just skip to you because apparently I'm not
I
allowed.
think we've
Okay,
done that
okay,
before,
okay.
actually.
No, we'll let you do it
Let's
this time,
go.
Laura.
Let's go.
Corey?
No, go.
I'm on your side now. The joke is now petered out.
Are we sure?
Just go.
I'm
Okay,
done.
bye. But no, you know, it was a fun movie. I didn't go into it expecting anything huge. I expected just stupid fun, just like watching the first one again last week.
I did expect something huge.
You? Right?
You mean Jack Human? I love him in that movie.
Yeah. Like, so, you know, it's... How do you rate a stupid funny movie?
It's the age-old question. Is the
It's-
funniest comedy as good as the dramaticest dramedy?
We
Right.
can only do
Drama.
subjective. We can't do objective for this.
Right.
It can only do subjective.
It is only subjective. So, you know, we'll give a subjective rating of 10 out of 10 because it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was fun. It was stupid.
Nothing annoyed you or bugged you at all. Nothing at all.
Well, hearing Jeff play halfway down the theater. No, just kidding.
Yeah, fuck. At that pre-show, we could hear you clear as day.
Right. But that's okay. No,
That's fine. I'm not taking away
If-
your 10 out of 10.
no,
Go
if
for it.
anything, the only thing that really annoyed me is his mopiness right off the beginning, because for me, that
Oh,
was
that
never
was
what Deadpool
it
was.
was too slow of a start for me too.
Yeah.
That was another
Well,
reason.
It
was
wasn't
just
too
like,
slow
oh my
of a
god.
start because they started it right with the fight scene. It's everything up
Oh
to
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right?
That segment between the first fight scene.
Well, like all the Deadpool movies, they have like this big action scene. Oh, let's go back.
Right?
So
Well, I didn't mind that, but this one was just like, oh my god,
I
let's
would-
get on with the
So,
movie.
I could have lived. I could have lived without the mopiness. I love the fact that Yuki was in it.
Yeah.
hi Yukio, hi Wade.
Right? So she was there, so that makes it worth it. But that was the only part that actually really irked me.
Yeah. So a 9.9.
Sure.
Ah,
You
I did
can't
it.
say that because that was gonna be mine.
You go 9.95.
Ha! Fuck you all.
Right, there you go. But no, it's everything that you guys were picking apart. No, I
Didn't
was
bother you. Yeah.
right. It didn't bother me at all.
I was pretty concerned of that one little lull there where you were talking about. I was like, oh my god, this better not be the movie. And it was not the movie.
No.
But it was like, there was a brief moment of time where I'm just like, oh, is this what
I
they're
was
gonna
sitting
do?
there like, this is not what I expected.
Yeah.
No, it was that just that little lull. That was the only part that really annoyed me. The rest of it was fine. Nothing bothered me.
Oddly enough, I see the spoiler and I expected that.
Contrary to Jeff's belief, Channing Tatum was a great Remy LeBeau.
I'm with you there, Laura.
Just for you, Jeff.
Remy LeBeau.
Don't mess with Remy LeBeau. All right, Corey.
It's funny that it was his alcohol.
Right? Don't mess with another man's
Well,
alcohol.
Electra wouldn't drink because she's too much of a purist and physical and whatever. Blade
would
doesn't
Blade
need to
drink,
drink because he
Did
wouldn't
you
get drunk.
notice she had her size, but they didn't give her the stupid red leather outfit?
I thought her size was amazing, slim through the weight. And, her size were beautiful.
Jennifer Garner is aging like a fine wine. That
Oh,
lady.
she's aging better than Paul Rudd.
right.
Oh, I love
Paul Rudd
I
finally
love
aged.
Paul Rudd in the whole movie. That actually, there was my favorite cameo. I changed my mind. Paul Rudd, where they lived their
I
whole
didn't
their
even think
lair.
about
their lair was
Yeah.
in Paul Rudd's skull.
I didn't even think about that, and the whole mechanic making his hands open to invite them in. Yeah,
Yep, then I changed my mind. Paul Rudd was my favorite cameo.
They did make a close-up magic joke every now and again, did they not?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
With Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So, Corey, we're on to your final thoughts.
We all said the exact same thing. It's exactly what it needed to be. Freaking hallelujah! They didn't
Just
try
outside
and do.
yourself.
They didn't try and do something to please anybody but themselves. But in the end, it's what pleased the fans. Like it was obviously a lip service movie. Like it was a total fan service, right? Like 100% fan service.
Yeah.
But bringing back the old Fox characters was outstanding. Bringing back Blade. Blade's an interesting one because, like I said, it was all from the Fox universe. Blade was New Line Cinema.
yep.
But New Line Cinema got bought by,
Fox.
I think it was actually Warner at one point. And
Yeah.
then,
New Line-
either way, bottom line is they couldn't get access to the Sony universe, which sucks because Sony's universe is still going on. Because there's so many other characters like Ghost Rider, like all these guys they could have thrown in there, but they didn't. I really like that. It was very similar to John Krasinski in, what was it?
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Mouth of Madness?
Yeah, I was like, Sam Neill, what? Anyway.
It was better done.
I
though.
hated
No, but
that
the bottom
in
line is
Madness.
he was there for fan service. So then all of a sudden you've got all these guys. They're like, hey, it'd be cool to see him again. Hey, it'd be cool to see, and it was great. Like if they would have brought Ian Gruffalo back to be Mr. Fantastic, nobody would have batted an eye.
No.
But
I was hoping to see him, to be honest, because I thought he was a fantastic Mr. Fantastic.
he was.
I'm
He's
glad.
the best one in my opinion. And I'm not excited for Pedro.
Pascal.
No. But everyone else, like Vanessa Kirby, looks like a great choice. The other guys, we'll
I
see.
love the grim guy.
Yeah.
He looks
He always
like
plays that mouthy asshole.
I will
in every
always love
character.
Chickless for that because
I thought he was great in that too.
yeah, but yeah, all in all, absolutely outstanding. What is up?
I wanted to embellish on what you were saying just quickly.
Okay.
It felt like they were bringing back characters they enjoyed and didn't give a shit about we thought. So to me, the movie felt like it was them having fun, and we just felt them having fun.
See, and I'm okay with
Rather
that.
than them trying to decide what they thought we wanted, which is a producer's problem. This is what the fans want to see. You got to do it. No, they said, "Oh fuck, we can do this." They were like, I could just see Hugh and fucking Ryan sitting
Well,
there
that's why
having drinks and
Ryan
having a party.
produced it. Ryan co-wrote it. Ryan, you know,
no.
like he was.
So I think you're dead on in the sense that it's the fan service they wanted, and we just felt it.
So Deadpool, or not Deadpool, Blade is not a New Line Cinema character. Deadpool, or why do I keep saying Deadpool instead of Blade? Blade was the first Marvel Studios movie. So Marvel Studios owns the rights to that character.
now because New Line
No,
Cinema more.
no. The New Line Cinema distributed. Marvel Studios, that was their first movie they produced. Was Blade.
Okay.
As a studio.
So wouldn't Disney have had full control of him first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've had control
That
of Blade since the MCU's existence.
Well, let's not forget not Wesley, but he was the narrator at the end of the Eternals. Like when they were that voiceover,
that was
supposed to be Blade.
Yeah, it is Blade, but
Yeah.
that's not Wesley Snipes.
No, that's what I said. Sorry, like the fact that Marvel
it's
has
rehearsal.
technically touched on Blade already.
Blade was supposed to be the voiceover in Eternals?
He was at the
was.
very end with the sword and everything like that, and wow. Yeah, well, I didn't know that either. I had to look that up.
It just got less good.
I literally looked like had to look up. I'm like, who is this voice? Because I mean, I know who Marshala is as much as the next guy, but not.
Well,
that well.
after watching Green Book, I'm like, I really like him now.
Oh, he's so
I
good.
liked him
he's
in
done
Luke
some great
Cage.
stuff.
Yeah, Cottonmouth, he was great.
Oh, he was great as Cottonmouth, right?
Yeah, no, a lot of fun. We made the joke. I'll stick with it. 9.95 out of 10. The slow moments were too slow. The over gratuity, I think, got a little long in the tooth sometimes, but then it made up for it for having another scene that was over gratuitous but fun. So maybe I'll even go at 9.85 because I just, like I said, I didn't like the over gratuity sometimes. So
I thought it suited.
It has to be afterthought too. You're gonna sit there. You had a blaster in the movie. If you didn't have a blaster in the movie, then I don't know why you went. But
yeah, really.
But the idea is like I went there, and in the back of my head, I was also there for real life opinions. So I had an eye to pick out, and if I didn't, so there's like okay.
See, and even for me, like knowing we were coming into the podcast right after watching it, I still didn't go to watch it for you guys. I'm sorry, I went for me.
I just would have waited, 3 or 4 weeks till it got on streaming or something. But whatever.
Well, and I've said it before, and it's true. I have been to the theaters more in the last year than I have since the store closed down.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It's fucking expensive.
I've watched movies in the last year, but rarely in the theaters.
I am really disappointed with your final thoughts, Mike.
What?
You expected him to shit on it?
No.
It's not a Marvel product, really. Technically,
I
it is.
wanted to hear your objective rating.
And
I was really looking forward to
there's a
hearing...
reason for that.
There's a reason why you don't have your objective rating on this movie?
Absolutely. 100%.
What's the reason?
Because, are we going into what's happening in your life now?
Sure.
Because I'll jump into that.
I have a question first.
Yes.
Have you guys heard the Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman
Yes, I
Wolverine
have.
song on
Yeah,
Facebook?
did you see them on Hot Ones?
You
That was
haven't
fucking
heard this,
hilarious.
Corey?
No.
Okay,
Hang on.
we're going to
Hang
play
on.
it on the
Hang on.
podcast. Hopefully we don't get demonetized. Oh, wait, we don't make any money off
I
of
don't
this.
give a shit what they think either. Hang on.
Well, like, we could get flagged for, like...
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
bite me.
Yeah.
Like Spotify listens to us.
Deadpool, Wolverine, Deadpool. I'm gruff and rugged, you're bold and slow. Deadpool's mid, come at me, bro. I'm the hero. No, you're not. Yes, sir. Shut up, mutton chops. People love me. Okay, boomer. 10 whole movies. I'm a loser. I can heal in record time. So can I, bud. Get in line. I have claws that can retract. Wow, you're like a kitty cat. Logan, so what? X-Men, gone. Well, Green Lantern was a bomb. Hey, what? Be nice. You're the worst. Deadpool. Dead weight. Oh, that hurts. Fine then. Go on. You're the genius. Wolverine has a micro penis. Come on. Am I wrong, though? You're a child. My name comes first in the title. Red, yellow, green. You are so stupid, just like Wolverine. Red, yellow, black. Wrexham is trash. Hey, you take that back. Wolverine's better. There is no debate. Can't we agree that we're both really great? You mean it? I mean it. You mean it? I do. Deadpool. Wolverine. Just kidding. You.
Okay.
That's a thing that exists.
It is.
Yeah.
And now
Fuck! They're when the movie after the weekend it came out, they're fucking bombarded with. Like I said, they were on Hot Wings. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, the
I haven't finished it yet.
It's the YouTube where you have 10 Hot Wings going from 1,500 Scovilles to like 4 million Scovilles, and that's not lowballing it. And they have the bomb, and they interview top guests, and every time they ask a question, they go through a hotter wing. Oh, fuck, it's hilarious. Check it out on YouTube. But both Hugh and Ryan were on that. It hurt Hugh far more than Ryan, from what I could tell.
I saw the one where they did the puppy interview.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Puppy
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah, they sit on the floor, they ask him questions, and then they let out
Well, I've
puppies.
seen that one with John Wick, with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Oh, where does this belong in a video store? All together now. One.
Drama. Horror.
Okay, should we try that again?
1.
2.
3.
Christmas. Oh, sorry.
Perfect. That was exactly what I expected.
Staff picks.
No, it belongs in new releases.
Like, technically, she's correct.
Right?
Okay, Laura, where does it belong?
New releases.
Where does
No
it really
comedy.
belong? Comedy?
It's a comedy.
Technically, no, it doesn't because it's not released yet on video.
Right? So
Ah.
new releases.
It belongs on the. You can buy
Pirated.
it for $50 on the streaming service.
It belongs on pirated.
It
Yeah.
belongs in the pre-sale.
Pirate Bay. Yeah.
Yes.
What? Anyway. I'm gonna stick with action.
Yeah, Mike?
Yeah.
That's comedy.
It's close, but it's comedy. It's comedy.
Well, I
It's
mean-
close. The action's so fucking good.
It actually
yeah.
was
The
good,
action's
but it's
so
totally
good.
a comedy.
But no Arnold Schwarzenegger movie ended up in comedy. Well, I shouldn't say no. You know what I mean? Like his big
Yeah,
five.
Kindergarten
never-
Cop's clearly a comedy.
No, like his big
Action-
five.
Twins was his big one. That's the big
His
one.
big five never hit comedy. Yet there was so much comedy in them.
What's his big five?
Twins, Kindergarten Cop.
Those are
I'm not
comedies.
talking about the comedies.
Are you talking
like
like
Commando,
Conan,
Predator,
Conan,
Conan.
Terminator, Predator?
yeah.
What are the other two?
Like Terminator, probably less so out of all of them because it's more when he had the ability to one line. Like his last action hero.
What do you mean? I'll be back is his biggest one-liner in
Which is
Terminator.
ironic.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
but
Like I feel like his big five include Kindergarten Cop and Twins.
Well,
Yes.
I would.
I think Twins would be 6. So
Well, I mean, you go into Raw Deal, and those were like, and Commando were like,
Yeah,
they're kind of
Commando's
like this dip in his, you know.
they were, but they're still in his big 5.
See,
Maybe not so much Raw Deal, but
Okay,
Commando
so
for sure.
Schwarzenegger's what's that? Mount Rushmore is what?
It is action.
Terminator, Conan,
Predator,
Predator,
Commando.
and
No.
Twins. I say it's Twins. Twins has to be the fourth one.
I
Or
would,
True Lies, because
I
I
would have-
fucking love True
Oh,
Lies.
yeah,
so.
I know, but no, it has to be Twins.
I would have Kindergarten Cop and Twins ahead of Conan.
I would only argue because Conan made him.
Well,
That was
that's-
because it was like nobody questioned his dialogue because they only gave him 8 lines,
See,
and it was perfect.
I feel like Terminator made him. Like he,
Oh, yeah,
he
well,
was, he was
yeah.
a known commodity before Terminator, and then Terminator made him. Like
Terminator was the big budget turn for sure. But Conan was he came across the sea, and that was such a good thing because he flopped around with the villain and Hercules and these garbage movies. Pumping Iron was a dip into whatever.
But it was a documentary.
Yeah, it was a
Doesn't-
documentary.
Yeah, so
And that sort of thing.
and like I feel like after that would be like for me, Conan, and then True Lies, and Conan and True Lies. I'd almost put True Lies ahead of Conan in my world. But you know what? I haven't seen Conan since I was like 3, so like. That's got to go on our list one of these days because I actually really want to watch that show.
Which one?
I
Conan.
honestly never liked it.
No?
No.
I didn't like that style of movie back when I was a kid, and that's when I seen it. And I'd like to revisit it now.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Mike.
Yes.
How are things?
Hey,
He said violently throwing his phone.
yeah, well, I was just tossing it down. That was violent. I was just like, whatever. I spent the weekend in deep thought, and Jack Handy was nowhere near.
Sorry, I get that
And
reference.
I realized how much I dislike camping in campgrounds these days. Fucking kids and fucking drunken assholes and whatever. And I was thinking and talking with my wife about life and things that bring us joy. And You know, I've had a lot of joy from you guys, and I really do like it, but I think I'm going to step away for a while. Simply because you guys aren't where I'm at, in the sense I need the objective, defining understanding of things, and all things. And I do have, like, tonight was the funnest podcast I've had in months. And I do enjoy it. But I think I need to step back because I need that point in my life that I need to understand things and to evolve in that sense. And this is like I say, it just doesn't matter. The points, they don't matter. I mean, I sit here and I try to bring out this objective nature, but it's not. It just doesn't fit right now. You know what I mean? I mean, I want to know why you think, and I think the subjective nature of film right now, and it's not all on you guys. The subjective nature of film is hurting me, and there's this whole world of, well, there's no objectivity in film or in art and whatever, and it's just like, if we can't justify or quantify how we feel, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I can't learn or I can't grow from anything. You know what I mean? I love the fact that you love that movie. I can't fathom why you like Adam Sandler. And I wish I could understand it. But it really doesn't matter because you do like him. But I need to know why. That's who I am. I need to know why. And I can't. So I'm going to just take a break for a little while. And, you know, eventually you'll call me back at least for a guest spot. If I don't call you back and say I want back in. So that is the biggest thing. There's a lot of things in my life now that just, I gotta pick the top 3 things that are really.
Well, you've got a pretty full plate. So.
I do, and I know there's times where there's this electricity that's not necessarily always positive. We were going through something today on Facebook, and I was just trying to find answers, and and it's just like I need to know the answers. I need to know why. I can't. It bugged me for. That was the one thing. I can't remember what you said that I ever. I can't remember the fancy word you used.
I've used a fancy word.
I'm actually quite well spoken sometimes.
Yes, your ad madidum or whatever it was you said was clear. That I can't remember.
It's a fictional or in all fairness.
Yeah, it's not a real medal, okay, guys?
And you know what? Honestly, it always irked me for a long time that I couldn't understand your system. In the sense that and it's just like that's what I need to know the understanding, and as me, as who I am, I just need to know. I mean, I want to hang out with you guys and whatever, and that sort of thing. So,
Mike,
yes,
42.
I see. I don't care for that. It's so irrelevant. I say it because it's everybody else thinks it, but it's just like I didn't care for the movie, and I never read the book. So, but cheers to anybody that does like it. So.
I've never read it.
But that's the answer, and do the math behind it.
No, I was 42 13 years ago. Or was it 12? I'm 45, 55.
13.
69 plus 24.
13. You were right.
Yeah, okay. So,
yeah.
See? So, anyway, unless we have this massive influx of fans saying that they need
petition, we want
if we get the Snyder verse version of we need Mike back, well,
Hashtags.
I'm not against gratuitous fandoms to bring me back, but I think I think I need a break.
Well, Mike, I don't want to interrupt anybody here, but as the co-founder here, that is a big person to say that, and I respect your words. So,
I think when a person needs a break, a person needs a break.
Yep. And
we were on a break, man. So if I even another podcast, just saying.
Yeah, wait. You're not
okay, are we quoting
podcast
Friends
behind
now?
it.
Because,
Right.
yeah.
I was like, what is that from? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never watched Friends, so I just knew of the episodes. But
Yeah.
I never watched them.
Pivot.
Really?
No,
Wait.
fucking Friends sucked.
I'm
It was better than Seinfeld.
I'm
Well,
slightly.
I agree.
Oh.
I hated Seinfeld.
I'm
I didn't
slightly
expect that.
disappointed in you, Corey.
No,
No,
I was an Office guy, right? So
Yeah.
But no, I get where you're coming from because there's been a few times that I've thought I need to step back. Like
well, you got 3 weeks off coming up, so
I do have 3 weeks off coming up, only because
Jesus Christ, Jeff, it's gonna be you and I for a while.
right?
Yeah,
And,
As it should be. No, just kidding.
like one of my issues too is, you know, I don't know when to say enough is enough. I don't know when to stop. And shut up,
You
Corey.
hedonistic bastard.
Shut up, Corey. You know, I fucking knew that was coming. So, you know, to actually know that you need to take a step back and admit it, that's a big step. It is a big thing.
100%.
I guess I had like a 2-week vacation from this, so I'm like,
Shut the
like,
fuck up,
I'm,
Jeff.
I'm like,
He's all
Yeah, well,
puffed, right?
Well, it feels like you've been gone for like 6 minutes, for God's sake.
Right. See, and
I'm always
this is
pumped
your
for
last
this. This
one,
is like
right?
the highlight of my week.
and
So.
the only reason that I'm taking the 3 weeks off starting next
Do you
week
like
is
this?
no, it's my fucking birthday, and you guys aren't pretty enough. I'm sorry.
I know I'm not.
I mean, you guys aren't pretty enough for me to want to watch a
look
movie.
at this mustache. Come on.
Aww. But, you know, it's... Sorry, I can't say you're not pretty. It's not that I don't want to spend time with you guys. I don't want to talk about a movie on my birthday.
You know,
That's all I'd want to do.
there's another thing to be said. Absence make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I've just had enough. For a while. With Laura, it's just, I don't know. No, it's just time for me. It's just like I need to take a break from
Right.
everything.
No, literally my sense is for starting next week is I do not want to talk about a movie on my birthday.
I was serious though. If you need anything to know about what Pastafarian religion is now, I fucking dived into that.
What the fuck? I missed this conversation.
Oh,
Right?
Just
What the
saying.
fuck?
it was a conversation today, so
Anyway, sorry.
So wait, whose turn is it now?
Was there even a turn?
Yeah, I don't
We were
think
in
so.
what's happening in your life. And
Oh
I
yeah,
gave-
that's right.
Oh yeah, we were complimenting you on.
So now we're cross-threading. So instead of doing, it went from that to that.
We're cross stitching.
Yeah. Jeff?
yeah, cross stitching,
Yeah.
cross stitching.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
like lug nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cross-thread. That's what I.
Well, and Mike, I will say this wholeheartedly. I really hope that we see you back again. I really
You live
do.
a block away. You'll see me.
Well, and you're big too, right? So it's hard to miss you.
You know,
But I always thought that when you came into the podcast, you created a dynamic that we did not have before, and that was needed. That was a big, fresh shot, and I was always excited to have you. Now, I know sometimes it might seem like to you out there in the podcast world that me and Mike, or to the people at this table, that me and Mike are always at each other's throats, and that's not always the case.
No.
No. But
stress
Sometimes
not
I go
always
for his
part.
heart or gouge his eyes.
We'll stress that not always part.
I was gonna say when you guys agree, it's like a fucking heart attack waiting to happen. Like,
Hallelujah.
but I enjoy someone that can match the energy about stuff like that. So I always loved it. Believe it or not.
Yeah, but I take it home for 3 days.
Well, that's
my
your
problem.
That's
too.
your problem.
It's just like I gotta do. Oh fuck! He said this, so I gotta go research. And I gotta look down this road. That was bullshit. Fuck! He doesn't know what he's.
I love you
talking
guys,
about.
but I forget you the second I walk out the door. So.
wow.
Yeah.
No.
Not memorable at all. Thanks,
No.
Corey.
No.
Fuck you too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I remember the week with Jeff gone. You were trying to take his place.
You started that.
No, you
No,
did.
you did. You 100%
You said something
started that
stupid,
shit.
and I thought, fuck, you're.
I
Jeff.
distinctly remember you saying, or someone said, you said before the podcast that I was going to take Jeff's spot. and then you
I
picked a
didn't-
fight with her.
Right? You said it during the podcast that I had to be Jeff, and then you totally picked that fight.
Oh.
It was all you.
No.
Yes.
Which episode was that?
Martian, probably. Cause that's
No,
the influence you guys-
Martian, we got along.
I think you were there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
I don't remember. I don't listen.
Wasn't the Punisher? It was
No, because the Punisher was just us. So
Yeah. Oh God, why can't the accountant? It was the accountant.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, I do think I remember that now. Yeah.
That was sad because you had such a negative personal connection. It's just like, man, I love that movie.
And here's the thing. This is the problem.
We are going to hit 2 hours.
I think we started final thoughts at 1:15.
Yeah.
Someone can have an opinion about something that's not the same as yours, and that doesn't mean that they hate you because it's different. And that's a hard thing to realize.
Well, it's you're right on the right track there. I mean, and like you said, I respect. I'm going to go with Patton Oswalt. He said this. I don't respect your opinion necessarily, but I respect your right to have one. So I respect everybody's subjective opinion on everything, but it's just like I want to know why, and if I don't know why, then
And as Peter Griffin once said, I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will fight to the death your right to say it.
that actually, I'm sure he was quoting somebody much smarter than him.
You don't think someone is smarter?
no.
What? Seth MacFarlane copying somebody else's thing? Yeah. No.
Corey, what's going on in your world? I didn't talk about my world, did I?
No,
You really didn't.
Yeah, that'll happen.
he's going back to work. So,
Yeah.
I'm back to work already.
Yeah.
so if you fix my water
shoot.
issue, I know
what's
you
your
can't.
I can't magically make the lake level rise. I guess I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, I'm out at freaking Ironstone, and they're running up and down, dumping water on the gravel roads 4 times a day.
Depends where's Ironstone.
Just north of the Camrose little pondy thing.
Might not be on the camera's water.
Yeah, no, they're probably getting water from O'Hatton, which is on the.
Yeah, it's
Flagstaff?
really, it's just south of Ohio.
Flagstaff? So Hatton Flagstaff?
No,
No.
O'Hatton's Camrose County, but
Is
that's
it still?
on
Okay.
the that's on the Epcor line.
Okay.
So they're getting water from Edmonton. So once Edmonton has restrictions, that will stop.
Well, it's
I thought
on the
everybody
south side
did.
of 13, so, or 26.
Yeah.
No, 13.
Well-
13.
Well, technically, south side of 26 and south side of 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're getting water from Epcor.
Yeah.
Bottom line is Jeff is a water genius, and we love him.
Yeah, I don't know if I call myself a water genius, but I know the ins and outs what's going on.
I mean, he is water.
He-
We're
Yeah, he's like
70%.
yeah.
He goes on holidays and shit hits the fans.
Right.
So
Lake
And
dries out.
shit is
and-
what, 60% water?
Not
Depending on how much,
your sewer water is 99.9% water.
the water is.
Don't worry about that 0.01%.
okay,
Don't think about that 0.01%.
I didn't want to know that. I'm just saying.
And then we just throw it back into Dry Meat Lake, and we just keep
It's
reusing it. So
You know, it's probably better the stuff that we ship out than the stuff that's going in from the fields.
yeah, probably.
Like legitimate.
cows.
That's not even being funny or sarcastic. That's probably truth.
I'm so happy we don't go ice fishing there anymore. Just saying.
But it's the same water at Coal Lake.
Yeah, you notice I didn't join you
I
last
ate a
year.
fish from Dried Meat Lake once, and it was awful.
What? Did you want to die?
I just wanted to try it.
It's like the three-eyed fish from Simpsons.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Someone else, Jeff.
We're on to Corey. We've been on to Corey for like 5
are we?
minutes
I
here.
don't know. Hello. What's up? How are things? How's life? How's the family? All right. So I spoke to my dude at the man shed today, and they haven't started, even though I was so confused because they're like, "Oh, we have another project to work on, so we want to get yours done first." They said Wednesday or Thursday, which is when they have their meetings, if they want to start on it. They asked if I could come down and help. I said, well, on Thursday's Big Valley Parade, and I'm in it, and then I work after. And so I said, I don't know, but they're going to get back to me. I've got his number. bottom line is I'm talking about the movie boxes, the mini Blockbuster Camrose. Check it out. Duggan Park in Camrose. It's fantastic.
There's going to be another one on 53rd Street in
50th and 53rd Street.
Yeah.
There's some more coming down farther in Marlar. There's going to be... There's a bunch of people, and there's actually somebody in Balf interested.
Yeah.
I do plan on putting one up on Ericsson.
So...
But it's going to look like Optimus Prime or something.
That's kind of amazing, actually.
That is.
I do want to do something a little more epic than just a box. And that's part of my OCD.
So
Well, mine's going to be, according to the man shed, it's going to be almost double as wide as mine and two-sided. And with plexi windows. So... I'm pretty excited.
So then, Jeff, once he gets his, then you really wouldn't have to build one for your house.
Yes,
You
because
take
I've
that
got
one.
somebody who wants mine.
Yes, Jeff.
I've got 3 built right now.
I know. So I just have to figure out the
3?
color. Yeah.
Anyways,
The one
follow
with
us
the
on
glory
Facebook.
hole, Loris, and which one? And another
The
one?
glory hole was for you.
Well, I know, but I don't know anybody with a square penis.
Not with that.
I was like, Mike's
Anyway.
going to love this.
I totally appreciated the idea, but I didn't literally want one.
I'm like, this is big enough for his eggplant and, was it peaches?
Yeah.
Oh, they were going to be like... I could have, like, like a dartboard. There's, like, nothing there, but...
So mini Blockbuster Camrose, I'm sure you've heard, is the take a movie, leave a movie, borrow a movie. It's basically like a video store that you don't have to pay for. I'm hoping to make a trend. I know I didn't create it by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm hoping to make it a community thing, so I'm pretty excited. We do have a Facebook page, Mini Blockbuster Camrose. Anybody who builds a box and wants to get in on it, let me know. I will give you access to the page so you can market your own. Obviously, even though I'm not the finishing one, don't forget, follow Real Life Opinions, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. That's all I got. Big Valley's coming up, so I'm ready to shoot myself.
I've been
Hey,
lazy
Valley.
with TikTok, but you've been lazy too.
I've been lazy.
But I will post anything if you want to give a verbal review, and I might still sneak in a personal verbal review onto
Do it.
Real Life.
Do it.
And I might throw some words your way too.
Do it. Words.
Some words.
The thing.
I enjoyed doing the write-up review
They're
for
fun.
Real Life Opinions, and I've been seriously trapped in this thought about writing shit.
Right.
I love writing so much.
It's so boring, though. I need it to keep
I get
up
lost
with
in my thoughts.
I
yeah.
need the writing to keep up with my imagination, and my fingers don't work
That's
like
hard.
that.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. That's hard.
It sucks when your fingers can't keep up to your brain.
Yeah, and your tongue's like way ahead.
They actually say most
Shut
people with bad
up!
writing are because they're thinking faster than they can write. So,
Yeah.
So you're saying I'm a writing genius?
yes.
Yes. You just
I've
need
Or
seen
to
you
creative
write,
genius.
so.
You're a creative
Not-
genius.
Quite.
Right.
My wife has to be an absolute god then, because holy fuck can she have terrible writing. Anyway, Laura,
So we're
So-
done? She went already.
did you go?
No, all I said was my birthday was next week.
You were the first one, final thoughts.
No, Mike was
Because we
first
were
on the
cross-stitching.
Yeah, you started with me, Final Thoughts.
And
She
then
was
I-
last with Final Thoughts. Then we started with me, is what's happening in your whole life.
Right.
And then we started cross-hatching to you.
Yes.
And now,
Jeff, and then me. Okay, yeah, I guess we are done.
Yeah.
Huh.
just
All
turn
right.
off the goddamn
Damn
pad. Jesus.
All the listeners are like, fuck, it's over, let it go.
Never.
Go home. Go home.
What the fuck are you still doing here?
Yeah, the whole
Right?
Why
End
don't
credit
you
scene of
just
Deadpool
go
1.
home?
You too good for
Here's
your home?
absent. Yeah, yeah.
Suck my white ass ball.